things everyone else needs. But I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Family caregivers are often overloaded. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting. It's no surprise that millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression every year. But help is available, because there may only be one you, but you don't have to do it alone. Head to mentalhealthcareworks.org. That's mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve, because mental health care works when you make the call. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, dial 988, a message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Breaking news, weather, entertainment, and sports. We have it all here. This is 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we staying in our cell. We get fed in our cells. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. I hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering,
awesome.
Where's Tory? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, the wonderful. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. 101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue, and I'm here for the action.
And nothing but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How y'all doing out there in radio land? How y'all doing in the chat? We got another powerful show for you today. So I'ma need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Thank you for joining me this Monday, March 30th, 2026. Hey, look, it's a lot went on this weekend. They taking over. What's the Akon song? We taking over. They taking over the kids. They trying to take over Bayshore. I was out there. I had to go up there. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I seen with my own eyes. I'm going to talk about it. Y'all know it's Monday, and y'all know we got to get the Miracle Minister Kevin on the lines. We got a lot to discuss in this show today, this Monday. Let's get the Miracle Minister Kevin on the line because we need prayer, Truth Nation. More now than ever, we need prayer. How you doing, Miracle Minister Kevin?
I'm good. Personally, I'm good, Tory. I hope you are as well. I know you get to talk about that. Everybody been talking about it, and it deserves to be talked about for sure. I was up there Saturday just trying to buy a couple pair of shoes because Friday I went to our, with Nigel, we have the basketball thing every summer.
Right.
And I went for the team tryouts. We had the team tryouts Friday at Vista High School. And God has blessed me enough that for the first time Friday, I was able to get back to refereeing rather than just keeping the score on the table like I've done for the last 2 years. I was the only referee running up and down that court. So God has blessed me enough to do that. I mean, I must be getting a little bit better.
You must be feeling better.
I didn't fall. So I was able to do that. So but I've noticed I need to be a couple new pair of shoes if I'm going to be running up and down the court.
Hey, you heard me. So you was the only referee?
The only one.
You didn't miss a call, did you? You didn't miss a foul, did you?
Well, I know I missed quite a few, but no more than they do in the NBA.
All right. Hey, I just messing with you.
No more they do there. But, yeah, so I was up there, and, Bayshore is the stores I went in are pretty much ran by the teens. I went to, Foot Locker and Chaps. All you see is black teens or in their early 20s running the store. And it was so upsetting to me because I first went to Midtown and went to the Foot Locker there and some other store, Playmakers. And 4 stores I've been in, all black employees, not one came to me to assist me at all, none of the 4 stores. So I went home and did what everybody else do. I ordered my shoes online. You can't help me, but you won't, so. But I'm like, the teenagers now, they seem like they don't even care about much anything. They was all on their phones everywhere. That's what seemed to be leading their life, what's going on the phones, instead of doing their job.
Well,
now we see they on the phone.
Bad service has been going on for a long time. And I'm going to tell you right now, when I go places and I feel like, that energy, that bad service energy, I don't care where I'm at. I'm not spending my money there. That's just me. I'm you said, I'm going to go and I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to go and do something else because I want to spend my money. If I'm going to give you my dollars, I want my time and my money to be, appreciated. And it don't have to be thank you for shopping here or anything. It's just a treatment, customer service, and just little stuff like that. So if that's the climate of your store and this how you running it, I'm not coming back.
Exactly, and that's what I have my 11-year-old grandson with me. He's here with me now as well. But I had him with me, and I wanted him to see it. I told him, your power is in your money. Because if they don't treat you right at the store, you don't give them your money. If you don't feel satisfied with the service at the store, the restaurant, wherever you may be, that place just does not get your money. It's that simple, because that's where their power is in the dollar. So, I want him to see that. And he said he heard about the takeover and everything, not before, he just seen it afterwards, because, and then people.
Well, it was all over TikTok. It was all over TikTok. It was content for TikTok, for social media. A lot of those teens was getting so much content and filming that all of the teens across the city saw this because it's in their news feed.
I mean, prior to it.
No, I'm talking about it was a flyer. I'm talking about, it was a flyer that was out. They had put a flyer out. They organized this online. It was a flyer. The police was aware of the flyer, everything. So, like I said, this was nothing that just happened. They planned this. This was something that somebody actually. It's an actual, marketing flyer for everybody to come up there and do this.
So, if they could be that organized like that for mischief, why can't we be organized for something positive like that? All the teams. Hey, let's go meet here and let's go meet at the Running Rebels and get together and learn some new techniques on how to deal with bad situations. Let's get together with the Tory Lowe cleanup crew and get out there and clean up and everything. Let's get together for the march down MLK. Let's get together for some positive things. If they can get on there for this negative stuff, why can't they get on there for something positive?
And it depends on the leadership. And I think that we have allowed negative energy to take the lead. And this is why I always tell people, stop letting negative people run the show. And it happened with adults. We let negative people who do a half-botched job or crazy work all the time, and we forgive them and think they're going to turn it around. See, this is why a lot of this is a reflection on the adults. And I always tell people, like, a lot of the environment, like, look how we do when it comes to things that we need as adults in our neighborhoods, how we, put our faith, put our votes many times, put our decision-making, and people who have failed us time and time again. So when you talk about these youth, we as adults ain't really even doing that well when it comes to making sure our energy is in the right place and getting results and outcomes like that. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But at the end of the day, to me, this is a cry for help. This is something that we have to recognize, that our children many times are crying for help, and are we really listening?
It is, and right on Palm Sunday too. Right on Palm Sunday, day we celebrate Jesus coming into Jerusalem as the key. And I noticed that too. On Saturday, had that No Kings thing. That's another thing that I didn't see on social media, that No Kings rally they had all across.
Well, it's not. It's a lot of black people that's not doing that. So you're not gonna see it in your algorithm.
I know.
If you're not, if you're not tapped into to those socialist type ideas, you're not going to see that. But it's a lot of white people that be out there, and it's in their algorithm. Like I said, you're only going to see what majority of your friend list or who you follow, and you may not follow none of that.
That is crazy. So they could organize a war. Another civil war, and we won't even know about it if we ain't in the algorithm.
Hey.
All that stuff, because they was all over the country, man. It's about 8 million people, and I ain't heard of nothing.
Well, that's why we need prayer, Minister Kevin, so we can keep what they say, keep your eyes on the prize. You got to keep your head on. That's why we need that Monday prayer. If y'all tuning in, look, I'm going to tell y'all this. We need to get on one accord more now than we ever have needed to get on one accord, especially when it comes to our communities. And I appreciate you, Miracle Minister Kevin, for coming on faithfully every Monday for the Monday prayer, and we appreciate you.
God bless you. First of all, Lord, we thank you for waking us up today, giving us another chance at life. We thank you for our health and strength and being in our right mind. But now we pray that you'll continue to show up whenever the enemy comes to devour us. We know that he only sets out to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But through our faith and trust in mercy, in your mercy and your protection, we know that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. No matter the storms that come into our lives, we shall keep our head held steadfast on you. Oh God, we ask that as we go through this Holy Week, we recognize you as our Savior who gave his life on the cross, and we may have a chance of eternal life. And as you rose up to sit on the throne of glory, we thank you for that, God. I appreciate you, and I speak life and life more abundantly in Jesus' name. Amen.
Hey, thank you, Minister Kevin. Anything else you want to say?
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we're going to have more conversation. We got to talk about what happened in Bayshore. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Need a way to hype up your day?
Hello, is this Shirley?
This is she.
Shirley, you are our Gruber 5K giveaway winner this quarter. Congratulations.
What would you do with $5,000?
Going to look at buying me a pickup truck. That will be some of my down payment.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
I love you guys.
I got money now.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance. At Milwaukee College Prep, they believe in high expectations, strong character, and academic excellence starting as early as age of 3. MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee. And the best part about it all, Milwaukee College Prep is tuition free. If you're looking for a school that partners with you, challenges your child, and prepares them for college and beyond, Milwaukee College Prep is the place. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to learn more. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
70 million people in the U.S. have learning and thinking differences, like ADHD and dyslexia. Each has their own story. This is ours. At first, I thought it was just a phase. Then schoolwork became a struggle. Emotions got bigger, and my kids started falling behind. I felt alone, like I was lost in the dark trying to find answers. Then I learned about Understood.org, a nonprofit empowering parents and kids like us. It was like we had a light to show us the path ahead. Whenever new challenges came up, their guidance helped us figure out our next step. We still have tough days, but now we have direction. And I have the tools and resources I need to help my child thrive. No matter where you are on the path, Understood can help you keep moving forward. Visit understood.org/yourpath today.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Superhero. Coming through, running through, black bandana. Little kids screaming, that's low. I gotta say my city black man can do. I'm just here to do what God say. 10 toes down in Milwaukee. They put my name on the highways. If you need me, better call me. And they say, when something going on, who you gon' call? Tory Lowe.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Hey, look, salute to everybody joining the show in the chat. Who we got in the chat? Kawanda, I see you, Kawanda. Jeff, Josh, Essie, I see you, Essie in the chat. Sylvia is in the chat. Sincere, Runny Ray Real, salute. Josh is in the chat. Tracy Hayes, salute. Milwaukee, hit that like button, hit that like and subscribe button. And Eddie, I see Eddie in the chat. Hey, look, I'll say this, when we talk about the Bayshore situation, because I went up there, I just wanted to see what all of the things that I was getting tagged in. I was getting tagged in from TikTok. So I went over there to see, and oh my goodness. I just had to make an honest evaluation. I had to just kind of watch and then the officers, I talked to a few police officers because they, was just kind of trying to deal with the kids. It was just hundreds of kids up there. And these kids did not care. They was fighting, and it was a couple fights, and they posted it on TikTok. They posted it on Instagram. It was like this was a planned event, and they was going out there to do whatever and cause chaos. I seen some just, how they have these front of the stores, they have the tents on the front, hanging over the front. What do they call those things? No, they was just having, I seen people like doing pull-ups on the structure. Or the front of the businesses that have those kind of cover things sticking out, like where they have the carpet, they have a tent over it, like so you don't get wet. And people was just doing pull-ups on it. I said, oh, wow. And the cops was standing right there. It was like cops didn't really know what to really do. They didn't want to really hurt nobody. But they did arrest some people. Some kids got arrested. But I'll say this was one of those things where, how did we get to this point, to me? Like, when I talk about our community, I remember years ago, I was on WTMJ4, interviewed by Shannon Sims when it came to the youth, because there was issues back, I'm talking about 10 years ago, like when early in my advocacy, then I said we have to reinvest in the youth, and we have to focus on neighborhood development before it get to the point where it's so out of control that it was very, very little to nothing that we can do about it. And I said this almost 10 years ago. And now I look in 2026 and I see a lot of the things, the neglect of the neighborhood development ideas. They're still giving the kids the same old programs that our grandmothers and our parents was using. I mean, they very little upgrade, or if you got to look for a magnifying glass to find where it's at. And many times when we talk about the youth, I always ask the youth, what is your biggest complaint? And they say, nobody ain't listening. Nobody ain't listening. Every youth I brought on the show, I've always asked them, they say they feel like nobody ain't listening to us. And so what do you do after a while? So you start to act out, and now they acting out in groves. To me, this is a cry for help. I saw that they didn't care if the police was there or not. I mean, I can see that they was moving around, the police was moving them around, but I didn't see the fear. I didn't see oh, there go the cops. It meant nothing to them. And I was like, wow, when I was coming up, you saw the police, you moved around. It was like it was time to go. No, they lingered. A couple people moved over, to certain spots. They scattered a little bit, but they didn't leave. So it was like one of those things where I can honestly say, how do we derive here? How do we arrive at this point when it comes to our community, when it comes to the youth? And a lot of times when we talk about the young people, we always, people will see something like this and they'll be like, oh, I can make some money from this. I'm not talking about that. Let me put this plan in action. No, this is where we have to be about that action and try to get to these kids before we see something at Bayshore. Before we get to the Bayshore situation. This is why I always tell people, say hi to these kids. Say hi to them. Go talk to them while they're in the neighborhood. Try to get to know them before they get into these situations, and making sure that you can be a solid voice for them in the neighborhoods as we see them on a day-to-day basis before it ends up being on the news. All these kids, unfortunately, they're from our neighborhoods. They from, mostly majority, they go to our schools. They from the north side. So we got to really look deeper into this and say, what is the issue? What is the real issue here? We're seeing what we can't sweep under the rug no more. We're seeing that. It's obvious. It's all on the news. I always say, by the time you see it on the news, 9 times out of 10, it's too late. It's mainstream. But what do we need to do as a people, as a community, to try to advance the ideas so these kids don't feel like they have to go out here and do a lot of these events where I feel like this is a huge cry for help from the youth. And y'all can look at it as bad parenting. Y'all can look at it as these youth don't care. And how do you derive to this point? How do you arrive at this point? And if we can find out how did it arrive to this point, we could go in and try to do something
to fix a lot of this. But most of the time, we'll do the mainstream narratives, point the finger at the parents, point the finger at the school system, the education, point the finger at ourselves many times. If you're out there and we're not working to try to do our little, and so nobody don't have to do all the work, there's a lot of mentors out here. There's a lot of good parents out here. There's a lot of people that's working to try to keep their kids in line, but at the same time, we have a new generation out here that feel like they not being heard. They tell me all the time, I say, I'm listening. You know, is there a way around this? And the peer pressure is so overwhelming sometimes. It's good. It was good kids out there, parents that were actually kids with good grades that was out there. Understand what I'm saying? They probably didn't know, because I got screenshots of kids asking their parents, can they go up to Bayshore? They thinking that, okay, you may be going up to Bayshore to hang out with some friends. They don't know. They ain't tuned in to TikTok. They didn't see these flyers. They didn't see these warning signs. They just, hey, look, drop their kid off at Bayshore. You know, so I see screenshots of parents showing me that their child was trying to get up to Bayshore, and they was like, no, you're not going to Bayshore today. And they happy that they didn't let them go because of what took place. They didn't know, but the kids was asking because on their TikTok news feeds, the takeover was supposed to happen. We got video on this if you're watching this, we broadcast live. We got Ron on the line. Ron want to comment on the takeover. How you doing, Ron?
Hey, thanks for taking my call, Kyle. I know everybody, Tory, I'm sorry. I know everybody been talking about Kyle and Bailey and all of them about the takeover. My only thing was kids don't have a healthy fear of their parents anymore. And I'm saying that parents, the power was taken out of the parents' hand to discipline their children when they get out of line. I'm not talking about beating your children, because you got to go to jail if you're beating your children. But if you're disciplining your child, then the power was taken out of their hand. I was talking to my brother about this, and that's the problem. The kids, when they don't have no direction, they're going in all type of ways. So you have stuff like this. And I remember last year people were trying to blame asbestos in the schools and all that. That was laughable to me. It's not asbestos. It's way better, dig deeper than that. But yeah, like I said, my point was the healthy fear of the parents has been taken. Is not in the house. Some parents still do that, but you have to do it kind of secretly, like you better not do this or this is that, which you shouldn't have to do that. So the school counselors say, are you being abused at home? And let me talk to you, even if they're talking to counselors. I think they, like you said, they're talking amongst each other on TikTok and all that crap. And now you got this kind of powder keg going on. So, all right, thanks.
Hey, I appreciate you for tapping in, Ron. Like I said, a lot of parents are not looking at social media. You know, they're not tuned in. And this was going viral. They had the flyer and everything. When we come back, I want to show you the news article where the flyer was out there on TikTok. Now, I'll say this. I think that parents should check their children's social media. I believe that they should be watching everything that comes through the news feed or inboxes and things like that. But unfortunately, that's not the case, especially when you have high single-parent households on the north side. Some things are going to slip through the cracks. Now, I'll say this. All of those parents, all of those kids, most of those kids had good parents. Somebody throw that in your bag, a conversation. And when they organizing, this is like the follow the leader type stuff. This is like a follow the leader type. Let me stop. When we come back, I want to show the video that the mainstream media put out over the weekend. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. If you want to join the conversation, you can. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tacos and Tequila Festival, Saturday, May 30th at Franklin Field, featuring live performances by Shaggy, Rick Ross, Genuine, Soulja Boy, Frankie J, Mims, and more. There will be craft margaritas, Milwaukee's best taco vendors, authentic lucha libre wrestling, an exotic car showcase, a Chihuahua beauty patch, art installations, and so much more. Tacos and Tequila Festival, Saturday, May 30th. Get your tickets at tacoandtequilafestival.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
The worst kind of whites, not that I'm picking on white folks, but you know how it goes, is the ones that think that they will lose something if this country becomes more fair and equal. I'm going to say that again. The worst kind of white people are the ones that think that if a black person gets a job and gets an opportunity and they ignore how hard the black person had to work and the racism, the bigotry, and the discrimination, and just how people turn their noses up at smart black people. They hate us. And the black person works really hard and overcomes maybe generational curses of poor health and poverty and all of those things. And we got to deal with the police and the criminal justice system that doesn't often have our backs. And then the black person gets a job, gets an opportunity, and a white person sees that and thinks that they lost. Those are the worst kind.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon. Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 1017 The Truth.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Bucks are officially eliminated from playoff contention after their loss to the Spurs on Saturday. They also lost against the Clippers Sunday afternoon, 127-113. On the bright side, Gary Trent with 36.
Playing right the right way and then making shots off the dribble, in the paint. He's got a competitiveness about him that helps our team.
Their next game is tomorrow against the Dallas Mavericks at 7. The Brewers sweep the White Sox after a big comeback in the final game of the series, winning 9-7. Christian Yelich had a 3-run home run to put the Crew up.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Yelich, a high drive, deep right, down the line, fair, and gone!
Brewers are back at it against the Rays this evening at 6:40. Wisconsin men's hockey is heading to the Frozen Four after a 4-3 overtime win against Michigan State in the NCAA tournament. I'm Nazir Spencer, and this is the True Sports Update on 1017 The Truth.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
In the middle of the night, no, I can't give up the fight, no, we doing this for life, oh, we doing this for life, oh, in the middle of the night, no, I can't give up the fight, no, we doing this for life, oh, we doing this for life, oh, I get money,
101. 7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report. Brought to you by Nazir Spencer. Nazir in studio on this Monday.
Yo, it's good to be back.
Hey, Nazir, the Takeover was at Bayshore.
Oh, man.
A lot of people talking about it. A lot of people, you know.
50 people, right?
They chiming in. They got their opinions on this. We got an article I want to play, though, from the weekend.
Okay.
If you're watching as we broadcast live, we got some video. Let's listen.
A normal day at Bayshore Mall turned into madness as hundreds of teens showed up and several fights broke out.
Some concerned parents I spoke to off camera tell me this was part of a mall takeover. You can see the post that went viral on Instagram. Well, Glendale police tell me they were aware of that post and had increased security and patrols ahead of Sunday.
Even with that increased presence, TMJ4 cameras captured fights like this one that spilled out onto a busy Port Washington road. For several hours Sunday afternoon, Glendale police, the Milwaukee County Sheriff, and mall security worked to clear hundreds of young people from the area.
A little action here and there, a lot of young people.
Community leader Vaughn Mays and several violence prevention groups also showed up, hoping to prevent the situation from getting worse.
Just trying to assist in some prevention. There's been talk online of Takeover here and also at Mayfair. And so we just wanted to come out and assist the security and the department and the businesses with helping alleviate that as best we can.
Bayshore Mall posted this reminder on Facebook Sunday. Its parental guidance policy says Friday through Sunday after 3 p.m., anyone 17 and under must be with an adult.
Y'all stay positive out here, okay?
Community leaders say more needs to be done.
You have to have something more formal to prevent this entirely. So programming in place, supports in place. Hopefully we can get the businesses involved.
We watched as Glendale police made arrests. Tonight, the department confirming at least 13 people were taken into custody. Charges range from disorderly conduct and battery to resisting an officer.
Hey, look, and I'm gonna tell you, they was. I went there to see what was. It's worse when when I saw it, I just kind of was like, oh wow.
What was your initial feeling? Like, what?
No, I mean, how did we get to this point? Like, how did it come to this?
How was that an event, though? That's what I'm thinking.
Many times when people talk about, remember the flash mobs?
Yeah.
They were going on at Mayfair back about 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. They used to have flash mobs. They used to call it flash mobs. It was before COVID, I think.
Before it?
Yeah, flash mobs was going on before COVID. Yeah. But now they're calling it mall takeovers. It just went from flash mob to Takeover. That's all it changed the name, rebranded. And many times when we talk about a lot of the youth, and I see somebody in the chat was like, here we go, all of these kids, talking about most of these kids that were at Bayshore were good students or good kids or whatever. Let me tell you something. You'll be surprised. Mm-hmm. You'll be surprised, And this is where I always tell people, like, you don't know because you don't even go over there. You just talking, you just running your mouth. You don't know. Right. So the truth sounds harsh. You know what I mean? All these kids ain't D students. You know what I mean?
Right. No, yeah.
Okay.
Some of these are good students.
So what I'm saying is some people can't believe that. Oh, these are. But see, when it comes to black children, y'all marginalize black children when they do something. Every time the World Series happen and those kids get out there, or a college sporting event, or somebody wins a championship and there's a huge riot afterwards or something like that, they never demonize all those people. You never hear the demonization of those kids burning cars and doing all of that stuff after those championship games.
Right.
Because they're white. They're not black. So here go a group of black kids. They shouldn't have done this.
Right.
Parents should have been well aware of where their kids are. Things should have not taken place like this. And then you got negative children as well in the crowd and doing things as well. So what I'm saying, you got a combination of things going on here. But the fact that 100 and some kids can organize to go to Bayshore without nobody really understanding what was taking place,
it's an issue.
It's an issue.
Yeah.
And we as adults need to pay more attention.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really know exactly what kind of events these are supposed to be. I don't know what comes into people's minds thinking like, hey, let's go tear up some property. Let's go to Bayshore and just take it over. Let's go do this and that.
Well,
really makes sense to me.
Peer pressure nowadays, many times when you talk about peer pressure, I always say it's 24 hours now.
Yeah.
24 hours around the clock. And when you don't have the adults with the oversight, many times you don't catch a lot of things that happen. I mean, I remember we used to sneak in my auntie's house.
Yeah.
When she went on vacation. In the whole neighborhood, we would go by my auntie house to go in because she had cable.
Yeah.
So we would go in there into her house while she was out on vacation, and my uncle would come and catch us in there, and we would all run out the doors.
Yeah, that's cool.
And start running. But I wasn't out there trying to
break stuff
and nothing like that. I was just going with the crowd.
Yeah. That's what it should
and
be.
I was about 13, 14. We was piled up. I remember we was piled up in her bedroom trying to watch the cable.
Yeah.
Because cable back then, it was like very few people had it, you know.
Right, yeah.
So we piled up in the room watching cable. My uncle was supposed to watch the house while she was gone.
Yeah.
And so when he came in, hey, what y'all doing here? I'm talking about everybody in the neighborhood scattered.
That's funny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, we weren't out there trying to like, you know, be in a gang, you know. We was probably around it. We probably was, you know, had friends that was doing it. We probably even participated in a couple of those ideas.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, when I look back at it, you know, thank God that, you know, my uncle came and broke it up and tried to get us out of there and tried to do the right thing. He was trying to watch us, you know, trying to see over us and tell us, hey, this ain't the right thing to do. You know what I mean? Right. So this is a time for us to really flip it and go and try to find out, you know, can we educate? Can we use this as a teachable moment instead of people just, oh, look at all these black kids. They ain't no good.
I feel like they know it's wrong, though.
Yeah, they do know it's wrong.
Most of those kids know it's like not a good thing for them. They just they get a thrill out of it. You know what I'm saying? They like to have a little fun with all the people that they're with, the people that they know, and maybe people that they don't know. So they just try to impress them and stuff like that, and try to go to these events and just do the most. And when you do the most, it leads to stuff like that.
And now this is the era of content.
Yeah, so that's what I mean.
And kid, you can make money off TikTok content, things like that. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I think that people hate to hear the real truth about how we derived at this point. Oh, you just want to make the commercialized idea that all these kids is demons and now none of them good. You telling me how to, you know, see, I'm not going to take that approach. I'm going to take the approach that maybe we as adults need to really start listening and really concentrating on helping them. This seems like this is a cry for help. And anytime you don't have any, like, fear of authority,
I mean, that's crazy.
And it went too far.
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
And that's what I saw.
Well, I play devil's advocate. I think the kids need to do a little bit better. I think they got to start looking up to people that actually do right. You know, I don't think they should be looking up to people that they know from school that want to go do events like this. I don't think that's the right way to go about your young life. You don't want to end up in jail and be, you know, doing stuff like this. You can be doing some other fun stuff. You know?
Well, I'll tell you this. You know, when we talk to the kids that come on the show, these are the kids that got 3 points, that are on common counsel. You know, that are doing things, and they kind of say, "Hey, look, they trying to be the positive kid in this, but they need some help." You know, to try to change the things that's going on.
You know, being in like those councils or being like a higher up, a leader, sometimes it's considered like, you know, not cool. You know, some people probably look at it as like, why would I look up to you? Like, probably it's like a form of jealousy, I think. It's like, some deep down in them, making them seem like or feel like, that dude ain't cool because he doing the good stuff. You know, I'm doing fun stuff. I'm doing all the fun stuff that is probably bad, but it's fun. So they do it anyways, and they try to get all these. You know, if it's a guy, they probably trying to impress some girl. You know, the girl's probably.
I saw that. It seems like when I was coming up, it was like 2 class clowns.
Yeah.
And the rest of the kids was trying to work.
Yeah.
Now it's
a whole class
full of class clowns and like 4 kids trying to work. So I'm just saying.
You know, I don't know, man. I don't really understand the thrill of not being afraid of doing dumb stuff. It don't really make sense to me. I see stuff like this and I'm like, man, like it's a lot of smart kids in that group probably.
Right. Well, but the thing is, what do we do moving forward? Do we, I
mean, you can't give up.
Because we had these conversations before.
Right.
Like, this is just in the mainstream now. They went up to Bayshore.
Right.
It's affecting white business establishments, just like when it's downtown, just like when they go where, multicultural atmospheres.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden it's an urge to stop this. But when they gather on the north side or they having the fight houses, I brought that on the air.
Yeah.
The mother with the kid, with the daughter in the fight house. And, you don't hear a press conference on that. But as soon as it leak outside of the north side into, areas where, we can't have it, Summerfest, the State Fair, Bayshore, Mayfair, stuff like that. It's mainstream news, and now y'all got to get your kids under control. But this was going on the whole time.
Yeah,
this is something that's been going on. This ain't nothing that
going every day
have not happened.
Right.
This is just now that it's affecting white establishment. Bayshore areas, well-to-do sides of town. Now here we go.
Yeah. And, you know, they was planning on doing this at Mayfair too, right? Something
They was trying to go make they own tour, I guess.
I guess so.
Hey, look, when we come back, we got Lisa on the lines. When we come back, we're going to talk to Lisa. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The revolution starts in our mind, right? You know when Gil Scott-Heron said the revolution won't be televised? Like he didn't mean that you won't be able to watch it on TV. He means the revolution starts in your mind. You nincompoop. Y'all been running around saying that for 60 years. The revolution won't be televised and didn't even know what the hell it meant. It starts with us.
Let him cook. Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flySSHF.org and ask for an application.
Put Brewers weekends back on your schedule when the Crew take on the Nationals April 10th through the 12th. Collect a new Miss trading card bobblehead for the first 25,000 fans on Saturday the 11th, courtesy of Toyota. Then reserve Sunday for a full day of family fun. Kids can run the bases, get autographs, and the first 5,000 kids get a Brewers wiffle ball set, courtesy of Joy. Plus, it's a kids cheer free Sunday. Grab your seat at brewers.com/tickets.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Boots on the ground. We're taking back everything they said we lose. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Here come to save the day. Save the day. No more excuses, ain't no more running away. No. And now it's time to eliminate the beat. I'm here to save the day.
1017 The Truth. We in the studio with Nazir Spencer. Nazir,
yes, sir.
I guess the Bayshore incident is kind of
it's fun.
A lot of people want to hear. You know
I get it.
Can we do? You know what can be done?
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
What are some of the solutions for the youth? You know,
listen.
Many times, a lot of people will say, "Lock them up and throw away the key."
See,
they want, hey,
see, yeah,
y'all bad kids. I'm gonna lock y'all up and throw away the key.
Nah, man, look. I've been seeing white kids do this stuff sometimes.
Right, that's what I said.
Maybe not to the extreme level of
they ain't got the rhythm.
Right, they don't got they don't got the juice like
we gonna come in with looking like Pooh Shiesty and make it look looking crazy.
I've seen some white kids do some crazy stuff out in the suburbs, but Look, man, they not right. They're not getting caught like that, I guess.
Look, let me tell you something. I seen white college kids come into the community during Black Lives Matter and burn down neighborhoods.
I've seen white kids shoot up schools.
Okay, so what I'm saying is,
like that.
and they didn't say nothing about that.
I don't know.
Okay, so a lot of white kids went back to the suburbs and went to sleep while the black community was on fire during Black Lives Matter protests.
Look,
I'm just saying.
Look, the youth in Milwaukee got a lot to learn still, obviously. Social media could become a brain rot kind of thing for these kids, thinking that this stuff is kind of cool. But like we said before, man, I don't think all them kids are just stupid. Like, a lot of those kids, like probably 90% of those kids are probably smart people. Like, they know exactly what's going on. Or maybe they weren't aware it was going to get to that level. But those kids are smart kids. There's a lot of potential in our community. It's just we decide to do stupid stuff to please others. And I think that's what's kind of taking over right
That's
now.
the bad part.
That's super. You can't be trying to, please others. You gotta do what's best for yourself. And I try to tell people that all the time. But
well, we got Lisa on the lines. Lisa, how you doing, Lisa?
I'm doing fine. How are you, Tory?
Blessings, Queen. Weigh in on this.
Well, first off, white kids do things different than black kids. When white kids do, they get 2 or 3 together, maybe 4, maybe a fourth, but they go to the extreme to do what they do. These black kids, they're just going to get together, get into a fight. But when a white kid want to do something, he either going to steal cars and drive, which happened to my niece, steal the car and drive around in different cities, and, they'll take off and run. They're going to, I lived across the street, and these 2 teens broke into the parents' home, the kid and another friend of his that got into the home, and they killed the parents and robbed them because they wanted to move to what do they smoke all the weed at? What country? Scotland, is it, or something like that? Where they smoke nothing but weed all day. They're free to do that all day. So that's what they did. They do stupid stuff, shoot up schools and things like that, and things that black kids couldn't imagine to do or would ever do. But anyway, when you was talking about the kids, the fear, I was up right on 6th Street driving. I said, these kids, they have no fear for adults. We had fear for adults.
Right.
If we saw, the police, or we saw somebody we didn't know if they knew our parents, and we cut out because we didn't want to be seen, and we didn't want, our parents to get back to our parents because we know what the consequences would be. We were more afraid of our parents than the police. Like our parents used to say, no, don't worry about the police, you worry about me.
Yep.
That's what they used to say. They put fear in us. That's why we did the right things. Come on, we didn't do stupid things, but we feared. We did dumb things, but it kept in, with the crowd. When we did crowds, we went up, with my brothers and them, I wasn't that. But when they went up to, a crowd of them would get together, 13, 14, 20, they'll go to a park. They'll go to the playground. They would go there. They wouldn't go out in public and act a fool. But when they went to those parks and everything, they didn't act a fool. Yeah, they did. They did fight. They did what they did right there, and they scattered out. They left. You never heard about it.
Hey, look, like I said, this is something that goes on the north side all the time. I think that I'll be driving down the street and I see people talk about pull up, pop out.
Yeah, I'm good.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Send me the address. This was something that was going on when as I advocate, I ride past. I'm on video stopping massive fights.
Right.
And I didn't even know I was on video. They posted it because they was recording it for content. And I would jump out the car and say, y'all need to go home. And I would break it up. So like I said, now here we go with things are kind of evolving into what we're seeing on Sunday. And nobody wants to see this.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see this. What can we do, to try to get ahead of a lot of this?
I'm thinking, she made a good point. You were a lot more scared of your parents, and these kids today are not really scared of their parents. And I don't know what the reason is. I don't know if the parents just aren't strict from the get-go and, don't tolerate the BS and stuff like that. but it's a good point. The kids don't really fear their parents.
Right.
They don't fear the consequences no more. And I don't know
but that's what I saw when I was out there.
Right.
Man, they was doing pull-ups on the front of the businesses when the police was standing right there.
Like if their parents was right there,
wow,
they wouldn't be doing that.
Hopefully they wouldn't be doing it.
So.
Right.
Yeah,
we got Miss Nikki on the lines. Miss Nikki, how you doing, Miss Nikki?
How you doing, Tory and Nazir? Thank you guys so much for taking my call. So Tory, I'm always look for something optimistic in this, even though this was horrible. And when I first saw it, the first person I called was my granddaughter because she's 15. I said, "Where are you?" She said, "Not with that mess." So absolutely, right? But one thing I want to say is that how do we leverage this? Because when you look at it, who organized this event? Because whoever organized this event has really shown us that they know how to put something together. So why don't we figure out how to bring these kids to the table? Because the kids that we need to be speaking to are the kids that we are, quote unquote, are afraid of. We need to figure out how to sit down and say, okay, what do we do not to only prevent this, but how do we take the lead on this as the adults, right? Because right now what's happening with our kids is that the community, we have lost control, right? So it seems like there's no control in the households, there's no control in the community, and we cannot always be reactive when it comes to these kids. So it's like, how do we get in front of it, and how do we then tag those kids that started it and bring them to the table? And kind of figure out how to organize something like this for a good purpose versus doing something like this for something negative. Because that's a skill set to get all these kids to come together at one place at one time, right? So how do we then turn the table on it and make it something positive? Give whoever those organizers are, let's talk to them about it. Why do they do it? You know, what do they want to get out of it? And how can we do it again to make it positive?
All right. Hey, look. That's a great thing. You know, like I even asked the officer, do you know who organized this?
Yeah.
You know, I exchanged numbers. I was trying to get to the person that put this together because maybe we can direct the kids to something more positive that they want to do. You know, they direct that energy into a different space instead of it continuing into the summer.
You know, I think that's a good point, but I also think that the larger the group like that, I'm telling you, it's kids these days, they want to impress others. I'm telling you, that's probably one of the main things that's happening. That they want to act tough. They want to be cool in front of the girls. Girls want to be cool in front of the guys. It plays both ways. I'm telling you, this is a big thing in my generation specifically. They like to entertain. And entertaining, that comes with the cost in these type of situations with these big groups. So these big groups, I don't really think it matters the event. The event that took place yesterday, unacceptable. But it could have still been like a cool, fun little outing that didn't have to escalate. I'm telling you, it's got to be something with the kids trying to impress each other, trying to do things that they don't usually do, and it escalates to fighting, to shooting, whatever else took place. And bringing drinks. And
Thank God it was no
shootings. Right. Thank God it wasn't. Right. But you know, I think that's a main part of it, and I think that the kids just got to be better. They got to look up to better people, and they got to listen to their parents.
Well, look, I appreciate you, Nazir, for coming in for the Pop Culture Report as usual.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, look, I'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. I'll see you soon.
Hey, look, when we come back, we're gonna open up the lines. I'm gonna need y'all to weigh in, Truth Nation. We need to talk about it. We need to have a real discussion about this. 833-212-1017. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Truth Nation, it's that time again for the Tory Lowe Community Cleanup. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. as we come together to clean up the city of Milwaukee. Be part of making a difference in our community. The Tory Lowe Community Cleanup, Saturday, April 18th, 8 to noon. Sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, Waste Management, and presented by the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District, your clean water partner, serving greater Milwaukee for 100 years.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
people don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
I take care of the kids, and I take care of my dad. I take care of things at work. The groceries, the cleanups, the meltdowns, the doctor's visits, the family events, mealtimes, bedtimes. I take care of all the things everyone else needs. But I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Family caregivers are often overloaded. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting. It's no surprise that millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression every year. But help is available because there may only be one you, but you don't have to do it alone. Head to mentalhealthcareworks.org. That's mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve. Because mental health care works when you make the call. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, dial 988. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, the locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And we gonna open up the lines. We had a huge situation go on at Bayshore with a lot of youth, hundreds of youth coming together, organized from TikTok. And people are weighing in. I really would love to hear, what do you think is the issue here, and what do you think can resolve the issue? A lot of times we throw out a lot of opinions, but what are some of the revolutionary ideas that can happen to try to turn this around? Now, we got the intern. I got an intern in there watching the show. He was monitoring the show in the production, and I wanted him to come in. Thad, thank you for coming in. I call him the intern. Thad is in the studio. And Thad, when you talk about the young people today, and you're what, 20 years old?
20 years old.
So you just got out of your teens. When you see something that took place at Bayshore, you're closer to this generation. How do you feel about what you saw?
Well, you brought up resolutions to the problem, and I feel like we're facing two problems with two different generations. I think it boils down to the adult generation, parenting, like we talked about before in the last segment, and then also the problem with the youth. As a culture, I feel like we've been moving towards a more lackadaisical parenting style. Some things aren't accepted. That old style of parenting, whoopings.
Right. My grandma used to make me go get the switch.
I got the one spoon.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So Yeah, and we've gone away from that, which opens up stuff like this happening. This crowd culture.
So a lax parenting style.
Yeah, a lax parenting style. Not
time out.
Not being told no.
I'm gonna count to 5. 1,
Yep.
2, 3, 4.
You can't let it get to 2.
Hey,
can't let it
I'm
get
just
to 2.
trying to tell you, this is what I'm seeing.
Yep.
People counting.
Yep.
People go in your room. The Bible says, "Spare the rod, spoil the child."
Just that rejection, feeling and adjusting to that rejection. And I feel like we've moved away from that and bring stuff like this.
Well, we got Eddie on the lines. How you doing, Eddie?
Good day, Tory. How are you?
Hey, weigh in.
Hey, Tory, how's it going?
Weigh in on what's going on.
Well, Tory, I'm embarrassed as a white guy to see all these blue-eyed devils, every shopping mall, every movie theater, every bus line, every
Here we go.
high school, causing all this trouble. These white kids are out of hand everywhere they go, every day, all the time, without exception. These kids are ruining things, and I'm embarrassed as a white guy because of these white kids. Just wanted to... Sorry.
What?
I'm just embarrassed. I'm humiliated. I feel really bad about it, and I don't think they really represent white culture in a way that a lot of white people want it represented. You know, we're good people. We keep our lawns nice. We play croquet. We pay our taxes on time. I mean, Tory, we're good. And then to see white kids like this go to Bayshore, go to Mayfair, or the former Grand Avenue, right, or Northridge and Southridge, and ruin these malls with their whiteness. I can't take it. I'm embarrassed. I'm going to apologize to the black community for these white kids.
There's a lot of other things you can apologize for, Eddie. But
like what?
We're talking about Bayshore today. We're going to stay on point.
I know.
We're going to stay on point.
Okay, you're going to stay on point. What do you think about? What do you think?
God
Tory?
bless you, Eddie. You know.
What? Are you cutting me off? Where's my music? Usually, if you're going to cut me off,
Andrew was a little
I
late
have
on the music. I gave him 2 cues to get it.
Will you write them up? Does it get written up for that or anything? Or
hey, he was letting you speak your piece.
Okay, well, you know what? I want to speak more.
No,
I want to speak more. Okay.
I think the line.
Jeez, Tory, come on! I was making some good points. I'm in the
Thanks, Eddie.
thinking.
All right, Eddie. Thank you for tapping in. God bless you, Eddie. Hey, but like I said, you know, a lot of times when people they look at these incidents and they react, and many times we have to make sure that we understand. Because like I said, I've been out here for a long time and dealing with a lot of these things that happen on the north side, that happens in our neighborhoods. Other people, Von Mays, 414 Life, even as recent as the Promise Keepers, they're getting out here trying to get ahead of a lot of this. But when social media is involved and they get to organize, many times we don't see it. It's not in our algorithm. You know what I mean? There's not one spot that can show like everything. So we have to make sure that we, as not even as just community members, but even the parents, you know, I always believe that parents should always double down on social media. You know, that's a heads up. You know, a lot of these kids are planning off of social media, or they're looking where the crowd is going and they want to be there.
I mean, you saw the flyer, the AI flyer was created for it.
Right.
Yeah, it's on social media. It's another adjustment to the new age.
Yeah, Andrew, pull up the AI flyer that they had showed on the news. The AI flyer. Put that in the chat. Put that on as we broadcast live. I want that up there, the flyer, because like I said, it spread it. You know what I mean? So
that's how, not word of mouth, it's word of social media now.
So, hey, like I said, it's just one of those things that we got to take note. And I always say, like, I always talk about grooming online, predators online. Now you got to kind of keep an eye out for things like this, takeovers, flash mob ideas, you know, children putting together events, raw events. Many times content creators putting this together because they know that there's going to be content, fights, disorderly conduct, things like that.
In an uncontrolled environment.
Right. Steve, we got Steve from Glendale. How you doing, Steve?
Pretty good. How about you?
Blessings, brother Steve. What's on your mind?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I saw a lot of the stuff that was going on. I just happened to stop at Culver's to pick something up, and I wasn't sure what it was all about until I heard you talking about. So it was like this was like an organized thing?
Yeah, from TikTok or one of the. It has a flyer as well that we have posted as we broadcast live. I need you to keep that flyer up, Andrew, because people don't understand how the young people are using social media to actually kind of gather these young people.
Yeah, so I just saw some one guy down on the ground in cuffs, and first thing I saw, because I've seen stuff like this before. First thing I think of, oh, geez, the Glendale cops are hassling these black kids, or is it something that's, really going on? But after hearing what you said about the organized protest, what are they just are trying to get attention to themselves, or what? I don't get it.
I'll tell you this. A lot of people thrive on chaos nowadays, and they can put together events that they know will end in chaos. If they're allowed to put these flyers out, this is why I say, this is why law enforcement have to zero in on the organizers of these things and making sure that they're either put in a situation where they can redirect the energy, or do something, if it's more sinister, do something about it.
Yeah, so basically they're doing this so they can post all the fights and everything on social media.
That's exactly what happened.
Man, that's crazy. You were talking about the parents, and discipline and stuff like that. I remember the good old days when parents could hit, and even more than that, when teachers could hit.
Right.
I remember several times getting smacked upside the head by my teachers.
I remember getting smacked upside the head by my 4th grade teacher, Miss Wodaja.
Yeah, and if I went home and said I got smacked upside the head by the teacher, they said, well, you probably deserved it, didn't you? And I said, yeah, I guess I did.
Hey.
So it's just crazy, there's no... You can't even spank a kid on the butt anymore,
Hey, we may have to go back to it.
I know. I wish we could.
Well, we can if we all stand together, it can happen. I appreciate you for tapping in, Steve. Like I said, I came up with a little smack on the butt, like didn't hurt. When I was younger, a lot of the relatives would take it too far. You know what I mean? Sometimes due to their mental health or whatever they was going through. But I always believed when I had children that I have to have something to make sure that they stay in line. Mm-hmm. And that always came down to what my grandma taught me, a little smack on the butt. Hey, you're going to get spanked.
Yep. Discipline.
Yeah. So, I came up with spankings, and like I said, I believe in it. I believe in abuse is when you take it too far and when it's beyond spanking. Spanking is something that's for disciplinary use. Abuse is something is wrong with you. You out of control, as a human being.
Mm-hmm. That's where people don't want to walk the domestic line right there.
Mm-hmm. It got all thrown in together.
Yep. But there is a line, and you got to stay under it. But it's not a bad thing to discipline. That's where you learn.
When we come back, we got Miss Carolyn on the lines. I want to talk to Miss Carolyn when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Yo.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Truth Nation is the best fan base in the country.
This is my first time calling in, but I listen to you all the time, and I appreciate you and Elizabeth Brown and everything you stand for and everything that you do. So I want to say thank you so much for being you.
We want you to tap into the talk and text line every show, every day at 833-212-1017.
Hey, man, this station is on fire the last couple days.
Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
As the White House threatens to take over state elections, restrict abortion nationwide, and take away our health care, the Wisconsin Supreme Court is the last line of defense for our rights. That's why the Supreme Court election on April 7th is so critical. The ACLU does not endorse or oppose candidates, but wants you to make an informed decision. When it comes to abortion rights, Maria Lazar supported overturning Roe v. Wade and is endorsed by groups that want to ban abortion. Chris Taylor voted against abortion bans and defended abortion rights while working with Planned Parenthood. And on the issue of voting rights in Wisconsin, Maria Lazar defended efforts to rig elections for one political party through extreme gerrymandering of congressional and legislative districts. Chris Taylor opposes rigging the system with extreme partisan gerrymandering. On April 7th, stand up for our rights. Paid for by American Civil Liberties Union, Incorporated.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Need to look your best for a special occasion? You need the $100 hookup. This incredible deal includes a marvelous suit, shirt, and tie, all for $100. Only at Nick Cavani's, home of the $100 hookup. And that isn't limited to some standard stock suit. You'll be pleased by the top quality and variety of fashion offered at Nick Cavani's. No matter the occasion, maybe you're just ready for a fresh, new stylish look. Get hooked up today at Nick Cavani's in Mayfair Mall and at nickcavanis.com.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tory Lowe Community Cleanup. Truth Nation, it's that time of year again for the Tory Lowe Community Cleanup. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. as we'll be cleaning and beautifying our city. Again, that's the Tory Lowe Community Cleanup Saturday, April 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Bring out the whole family. Hey, look, we about to get the city clean and we need your assistance. Hey, look, Tory Lowe Community Cleanup sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, Steinhoffel's Cousin Subs, and Waste Management. Go to ToryLoweCleanup.com or 1017 The Truth to sign up to volunteer. Once again, this is going to be a huge gathering. Hundreds of people come out every year. Bring the family. These are the things, the teachable moments, the moments of serving, working together, serving our community that kind of teaches a life lesson to the young people. So if you got young people that was out at Bayshore, sign them up for the Tory Lowe Community Cleanup and let them put that energy in a positive direction. I got Miss Carolyn on the line. She wants to weigh in. If you want to weigh in, 833-212-1017. How you doing, Miss Carolyn?
I'm doing fine, Tory. How you doing today?
Blessings, Queen. How do you feel about what took place with the youth this Sunday?
I think that was very sad and that was very disappointing to see that our children are so smart but acting so stupid. And just like you guys were talking about the difference between whooping and abuse, here's what's missing in this world: a moral compass. And when we talk about religion, it's different. It's a moral standing in which you follow, like you quoted the scripture, for the spirit of God, for the child. Mm-hmm. That scripture actually tells you when it is time to spank, because it said, if they be void of knowledge, put a rod to their back. So it's specifically telling you if they didn't get the memo, then it's time to spank them. So, and these parents that you're talking about, the reason why they can't control their kids because they're smoking weed with their children.
Oh, wow.
And so, therefore, their children don't
Buddy
respect
parents.
them, and they're not scared of them. Exactly. They're not parenting them, not like our parents, because my mama, you had two choices of whooping. You either got the whooping with the belt. If you did something really outrageous, you got a whooping with a extension cord. She was not playing with you. And it was 11 of us, and let's believe, ain't none of us went to jail, and we all worked. And we all are contributing to our community, raising our children to go to school. Got a niece that she's getting ready to graduate from the University of Los Angeles as an MD.
That's powerful.
That came from us getting whooping because we know we are a family of educators now. And the ones who didn't go to college, they came out of high school, went straight into trade jobs where they stayed for 20 and 30 years and were making good money. So, yeah, these parents need to start parenting. And when it comes to corporal punishment, it needs to be back on the table because they're not scared to go to jail because they go to jail. I had my son-in-law, he was in jail. He was calling. And I'm like, what is this, a country club?
Right.
Prison is not like it used to be. It's supposed to be punishment, not you having no conjugal visits or no mess like that because you're in prison for a reason. Let's make that happen, one thing, and then they won't be so quick to cut up.
Well, I appreciate you for tapping in, Miss Carolyn, because this is something that we got to discuss because they want you to keep the kids under control, but they want to control how you try to keep the kids under control, and then kids get out of control, then they blame you for it because you don't want to go outside the parameters and get in trouble by the people that is trying to control the kid and you and the discipline. So this is where I say we as a people need to make sure that we stand on business. I go by the rule that my grandma, she used to tell me. She said, hey, look, I'll take you out of this world. You know what I mean? Like I knew she was just saying it because, but she wanted to let me know how serious it was for me to listen to her, you know what I mean? And she was going to do it by any, grandma was like, you're going to listen to me by any means necessary. Whether I got to, whatever I got to do, you're going to listen to me, And she taught me that, I got to listen to my grandmother, my salute to Mary Lowe, that done her best. She did her best to keep me in line when many times when I was, starting to go over the edge, she kept me inside the, from going too far off the edge. We got Callie on the lines. He want to comment. If you want to make a comment on today's show, 833-212-1017. How you doing, Callie?
Hey, what's going on, Brother Tory?
Blessings.
So here's the thing. One, I tell people all the time, and I tell youngsters all the time, butt whoopings kept me out the penitentiary. I tell them that all the time. Butt whoopings kept me out the penitentiary. My grandmother, rest her soul, she passed in 2013. But my grandmother kept me in line. I grew up in the projects. I grew up in the 80s. Tory, you already know how the 80s was. Crack epidemic.
Yep.
So I grew up in all of that. And I grew up in California, which was one of the testing grounds for the crack epidemic.
Snowfall.
Yeah, exactly. So the exact stuff you seen on Snowfall was the exact stuff going on in the hood. But the thing is with the kids now, one, there's not enough butt whoopings going around. That's number one. And number two, these kids are raising themselves a lot of times because the parents are very busy. They out here trying to make a living, trying to keep a roof over the kids' heads, so the kids are just running around reckless. What I would like for the youth to do, if there's any youth listening, you see how you guys organized that situation this weekend? Gear that towards a positive organization. Because if you can do that and get that many kids out there on the weekend, imagine what you can do if you turn that into a positive. All right, Tory, have a good one, brother.
Hey, look, we might, them organizers, that's why I said, like, let's kind of get to the person that kind of organize this and see if we can get and direct the energy to a more positive space when it comes to the takeover idea. You know, maybe we can put together something with those that are organizing these things and making sure that we can get these kids spent in another direction. I definitely put in my bid by asking an officer, can we get to the person that kind of organized it? They saw it online. They saw the flyer online. Who initially put the flyer out? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know who initially put the flyer out, then why can't we get to the person that organized it, or making sure that we can kind of make sure that we come up with better ideas for these kids to do? This happened on a Sunday. We got Ambro on the lines. Is that how you say that, Ambro? Ambro, how you doing? Ambro.
Hey man, I'm good, man. Yeah, you know, I had a daughter. Actually, my daughter's. I'm a single father, 15-year-old daughter. Well, I got full placement. Her mama got visitation 3 weekends out of the month, which I'm getting ready to do something good. But she had asked me, Dad, can I go to Bayshore? And I said, baby, who going? She said, my friends. I said, what friends? I said, I don't know what their parents doing. I don't know what type of kids they are. I don't know who you talking about. And I said, no. So, you know, she got on the phone talking to her mama. Mom was going to try. No, you can't go to your mama. If I told you no, she don't have that authority because she already make no good decisions for herself. And you know that. And I'm not going to allow you to get yourself in a situation because my mom and daddy raised us like this. You raise them while they're on your lap because when they get older, they're going to be on your heart if you don't. And so I'm like, no, baby. So she did go over to mama house because her weekend to go over to mama house. Her mama ended up telling her no because her mama knew I stood on that. So she said, "Can I go to Mayfair Mall?"
So she knew. She saw the flyer. She knew what was going on.
Knew what was going on.
Did you know that it was a flyer going around?
I didn't know. But see, my daughter have to ask me. She just can't get up and go. She ain't got no. I don't allow that. I help her. Some of her people that she called her friends. These kids are just out of order. They have no guidance, no direction, and you're not going there. I mean, I do what I have to do. I give of myself for my child. I give I take care of her needs. She just come from North Carolina, and like I told her, she went with her to school to see black colleges, and I said, you know, she's in the 9th grade. I said, this is your first shot out. I said, there's a couple other times, but you need to figure out what do it take for you to be Miss Juneteenth. I said, you know, she volunteers with me because I minister at nursing homes, and she volunteers with me, and her mom tried to pull her away from that. The problem here is that when you got these parents that's fighting against, they want what they want, but their moral compass is not in place. And that's what the problem is. Her mom's moral compass is not in place. She just wants what she wants, but she told me one time, my daughter's not going to be no better than her other children if it's up to her. Because, see, my oldest daughter's a 9th grade biology teacher. And then I got a son running a 5-star restaurant down in Mississippi. Then the other sister, 15 years, managed a fertility clinic. And then the other brother, he stayed in Detroit, but him and his wife own their own insurance company. So I'm second generation business owner. So, you know, the thing here is from my side, we have a good focus. Mm-hmm. We believe in stability. We believe in owning something, going forward and make sure the next generation can get there. But on her mom's side, I've learned that they don't want anything but a party.
Oh, wow.
But I promise you, you know, to be able to stand and do what it takes to maintain our youth out here, these parents got to learn to give of themselves. It's not about you. If you lay down to have them, you got to take time to make them right. You got to have a moral compass. You got to focus in on what those children's needs are because they are our future.
I agree.
And if you don't focus on that, on what's right for our children, we're going to have a whole lot of, you know, children out here in prison, them, you know, and going and doing stupid stuff. Or not only that, you know, they smoking this junk, they using drugs, and it's knocking our kids' brains out of whack. They ended up in the mental health ward. Crazy as a rolling. And all it is because these parents don't care.
Wow. Hey, look, I agree. I hear the sentiments. And like I said, this is where we have to make a decision. And many times, I'll tell you this, I'm going to take a tip from my grandma. Look, you is not going to embarrass the family. You is not going to get out here and embarrass the family. And I'm going to make sure that you listen. You're going to have to listen to me by any means necessary. And that, to me, stuck in my head because I knew she loved me and she was going to do whatever she could to make sure that I was, acting the best, on my best behavior. So, like I said, I didn't take it as a threat. I took it as, this is my grandmama. This is a woman that put clothes on my back, that fed me, that was taking care of me, to put a, shelter over my head. And so it is what it is. Either you're going to be a parent or you're going to be a buddy. And it's a lot of people that's buddy with their kids. So when they try to get in their parent bag, it don't work. It's not strong. It's like, okay, I'm gonna chill for a second, but then I'm gonna go right back to it. That's because you became a buddy parent. When you are an actual parent, when I tell you to go in your room and stay there until 8 o'clock, you don't come out that room. That's because I'm the daddy, I'm the mama, and you the child. Hey, it's a lot. It's a lot going on with that, but we're going to have more conversation when we get back, Truth Nation. If you want to join the conversation, 833-212-1017. Stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
70 million people in the U.S. have learning and thinking differences, like ADHD and dyslexia. Each has their own story. This is ours. At first, I thought it was just a phase. Then schoolwork became a struggle. Emotions got bigger, and my kids started falling behind. I felt alone, like I was lost in the dark trying to find answers. Then I learned about Understood.org, a nonprofit empowering parents and kids like us. It was like we had a light to show us the path ahead. Whenever new challenges came up, their guidance helped us figure out our next step. We still have tough days, but now we have direction. And I have the tools and resources I need to help my child thrive. No matter where you are on the path, Understood can help you keep moving forward. Visit understood.org/yourpath today.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Do you hear that? And that? And that? Those are the sounds of a healthy and vibrant community. And to this United Way volunteer, nothing sounds better. They're the sounds of children being given greater chances to succeed in school. The sounds of neighbors receiving the support needed to overcome challenges, both big and small. They're the sounds of families gaining access to quality health care and nutritious food for their tables. And they're the sounds of members of our community who've benefited from United Way's financial education programs. See, wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. People working together to respond and growing the good for everyone. United is the way. So join us by getting involved or giving back. Learn more at unitedway.org.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Xavier Spencer. The Bucks are officially eliminated from playoff contention after their loss to the Spurs on Saturday. They also lost against the Clippers Sunday afternoon, 127-113. On the bright side, Gary Trent with 36.
Playing right the right way and then making shots off the dribble, in the paint. He's got a competitiveness about him that helps our team.
Their next game is tomorrow against the Dallas Mavericks at 7. The Brewers sweep the White Sox after a big comeback in the final game of the series, winning 9-7. Christian Yelich had a 3-run home run to put the Crew up.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Yelich, a high drive, deep right, down the line, fair, and gone!
Brewers are back at it against the Rays this evening at 6:40. Wisconsin men's hockey is heading to the Frozen Four after a 4-3 overtime win against Michigan State in the NCAA tournament. I'm Xavier Spencer, and this is the True Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You and me, we gon' say today, modern day hero living in the slave times. Listen to this rhyme and press rewind. We need unity. We need unity.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Hey, look, I'll tell you this. We've been having a great conversation today, and it's all sides, and I appreciate all sides for chiming in because this is how we have to get to the solution. Sometimes when people hear things that they don't like, they get mad. They emotionally can't have a decent conversation, and it happens all the time. But I like it that when you can talk, I don't have to like what you're saying. I just have to listen. And many times when we're having the discussion, a lot of times people say things that you don't feel. And I'll say things that, people may feel like, hey, I don't believe in that. Then you may say something, I say, I don't believe in that. But at the end, we can get to a solution. We can get to a balance. That's why you have all sides come to the table. So I appreciate everybody for joining the conversation about this Bayshore incident with these youth. We got another article from WISN if y'all want to. If y'all watching as we broadcast live, we got some video on this. Yesterday, there was a lot going on down at Bayshore. I'll tell you this for those that are tuning in. I went down there, and it's a lot going on with the young people. And I'll tell you this, a lot of them had, like, nice clothes, nice Jordans on, and, looking good, fresh haircuts. Like they was going to a concert. They got dressed up for this, you know what I mean? So what does that tell you? They not afraid of authority. They came out dressed up in their nice clothes. Hey, we got a video on this. Once again, WISN. Let's listen. Okay, we don't have. Do we have any audio on this or what, Andrew? Or is this just video? Well, why? Okay, well, while we getting that together, what I'm saying is, somebody brought up a point where we should cite the parents. We should cite the parents on this, and I'll say this. Think about this. And if you look at Ambro, who just called in, he said that he told his the mother of his children, that she couldn't go. His daughter couldn't go up there to Bayshore. And he had to fight with the disciplining that the mom has to make sure that his daughter didn't go up to Bayshore. And he didn't know that this was going on. But what I'm saying is, if you start citing parents, are you citing both parents? Or just the legal guardian? Are we citing both parents or the legal guardian if you're talking about citing parents? So, and that would be crazy if I wasn't around and I was like this father who said, no, we're not going by the same discipline schedule, and then all of a sudden my child gets in trouble. I told the other parent, hey, look, they couldn't do it. The other parent said, yeah, so do both parents get a ticket, or do they got to go to court to find out who gets the ticket? It could get like that because there's a lot of single-parent house housing going on. So do the parent that don't live with the kid get the ticket too? Do the parent that live with the kid get the ticket? Or do the parent who gave them permission to go get the ticket? Or was influencing the behavior get the ticket? How do we sort all of that out? We got it. Okay, I guess the audio is not playing, but I'm just running the audio because I'm going to tell you right now, hundreds of kids, they're out here, from a post on TikTok. Now, they got dressed up like they was going to a concert, looking clean, took a shower. They had some of them came out with the black hoodies on and things like that. With the brand new Jordans on. It's just a lot going on here. And I'm going to tell you right now, like, this is where I say, can we get this energy to move in a different direction? Can we get these kids to move in a better space as a community? Sincere Runny Ray Real says they ain't out of control, but been out of control. PWK act stock about their kids' behavior when the truth is they be embarrassed because they know the truth about their parenting skills. Hey, it was one of those wake up things for me to see that in 2026 we have parents that don't know anything or not keeping track of where their children at. I remember when they said it was 10 o'clock, do you know where your children are? I post that on my Facebook now. I do it now because it's obviously soft parenting, what we call soft parenting skills, where now, you know what, the parent just went to bed. I'm finna go to bed, and now they finna go to sleep before the kids. They off on their own and letting the kids do whatever they want. Laying in the corner with their phones, looking at the flyer, getting ready, getting dressed up to come out to do this. Elijah says, my 4 and 6-year-old always ask me, am I their friend? I make it clear, no. Buddy parenting. A lot of y'all don't want to discipline y'all child for whatever reason, so y'all take the friend route. Y'all take the, let's watch movies together. Y'all sleeping on the couch together, or they piling in the bed with you. They then became your buddy. And now when you tell them something, they can't fully receive it in the way that it needs to be received because they looking at you as their friend. Hey, it's a lot going on with this, and then it's a lot of parents that had kids that probably shouldn't have had them. You know what I mean? Probably, I ain't saying, I don't believe in no abortions or nothing like that. But, you got people that had kids that, kids having kids, I guess. Not mentally mature enough to have a kid. Christopher in the chat says, the blame should be on the religious Christian pastors in churches who teach that God laws are done away with. The black Hebrew Israelites teach these laws are what governs our communities. So he's basically saying they got a moral base. The black Hebrew Israelites got the moral base, and that governs their community. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. Also, I want to talk about a Milwaukee man arrested at a Milwaukee Youth Anti-Violence Summit for driving a stolen car illegally and possessing a gun at the Anti-Violence Summit. We're going to talk about that when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now, subscribe to 1017 The Truth, and see this wonderful smile live every day.
Tacos and Tequila Festival, Saturday, May 30th at Franklin Field, featuring live performances by Shaggy, Rick Ross, Genuine, Soulja Boy, Frankie J, Mims, and more. There will be craft margaritas, Milwaukee's best taco vendors, authentic lucha libre wrestling, an exotic car showcase, a Chihuahua beauty patch, art installations, and so much more. Tacos and Tequila Festival, Saturday, May 30th. Get your tickets at tacoandtequilafestival.com.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. Skip the sterile clinical office feel. Sweet Talks stays on the cutting edge of beauty and wellness innovations in a vibrant, playful space promoting self-love and confidence. Sweet Talks specializes in a range of treatments including injectables, medical-grade skincare, weight loss, hormone therapies, and more. Not sure where to start? Sweet Talks offers comprehensive wellness consultations to create a customized plan centered around you. Because at Sweet Talks, your goals are their goals. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Facts. 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 Facts.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. It's a lot going on with this takeover, this mindset, this takeover idea with the kids. I'll say this. A lot of people are working to try to, find out a way to try to redirect the energy. I guess Von posted this, Von Mays on Facebook. He posted this flyer, and I'm looking at it, and they're saying that it's a different location, but it's a takeover, another takeover. They're saying it's March 30th. I guess that's today. I don't know if that's. Let's put that flyer up, Andrew. If you watch this with broadcast live, we have another flyer. I don't know who made this flyer, but we got another flyer. Moody Park Takeover, Monday, March 30th, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They're saying it's good vibes only, no drama, no trashing the place, just chill, shop, and have fun at Moody Park.
Supposed to have it in 15 minutes?
This is what it's saying.
You want to go out there and
I don't know
live?
what this is. I don't know. Like I said, now you could get a lot of copycat flyers too. A lot of people. This look like an AI flyer. This look like one of those Chat GPT flyers, and they probably doing this from Chat GPT, making these flyers. So all they got to do is type it in, and the flyer they're gonna spit the flyer out. Okay, so once again, put the flyer up one more time. Is it still up? This is what they saying is another flyer. I don't know exactly. This was posted to activist Von Mays' page on Facebook. He was on the show last week talking about the patrols and things that he does in the community. But and he was actually out there. He went up to Bayshore to try to help with a lot of the chaos. But this is something that was posted on his page, Moody Park Takeover, Monday, March 30th. I don't know. Maybe it could be the real deal. I don't know with these flyers, with a lot of these AI flyers now. I don't know. But we'll see. I guess we'll hear about it. I guess the media might be all out there at Moody waiting, trying to get ahead of it. We got Winky Blue on the lines. How you doing, Winky Blue?
Hey, good afternoon to you, big brother. I got a question. Was there any looting involved in this, or they just all met there and that's Moody Park? That's Von Mays. That's his spot, ain't it?
Right. Well, he does a lot of the events for the young girl.
That young girl got shot over there. That might be something he's doing,
right?
To just grab onto the people, and he might be using the word take over.
Okay.
Just to get them there, so he can shoot some of that, some positive game to him.
Mm-hmm.
But was there any looting involved?
No, I didn't hear anybody stealing. I didn't hear no thefts. I only heard disorderly conduct, people fighting and stuff like that. I didn't hear about anybody taking anything or robbing the stores. I didn't hear none of that.
Well, that's a good thing, but it's just, it's overwhelming. And when we talk about, I didn't see nobody from Brown Deal or Bayside, man, them kids were sprinkled in there too. You cannot. The Brown Deal clique was sprinkled in there. The Bayside, Whitefish Baking, everybody was sprinkled in that takeover. That's not just that's their community, and they look at their community. No. Them kids is sprinkled in from all over. We're not going to just say they came from the north side of Milwaukee and went to the takeover. That's unfair, and it's not reality. Reality is they all participated in going to hang out at that spot. Now, thank God that there wasn't no looting or the stores closed their doors or whatever. That's one good thing right there that it didn't happen. Now, the other kids that was out there clowning and fighting, that could have, I don't know, that could have jumped off from a dance competition. Somebody seen somebody there, or something like that. And a lot of times I'm learning that a lot of young females, man, start this mess, and the young boys get involved. I promise you not. I promise you. The young boys get involved, but most of the time it's them young females, man. They something else, man. They're unruly. I mean, the young female is off the chain right now, man. And until somebody can put her back on the chain and slap a muzzle on her mouth, we gonna be in trouble, man. We gonna be in trouble. But I just wanted to ask that question, and you said there's no reports of no looting.
Right.
So
I just only disorderly conduct, stuff like that.
Well, disorderly conduct might have came from the few feuds or the fights. So,
right.
You're going to always catch a kid that's going to be, don't kill me, I ain't going nowhere. One of them kind of kids, right. Man. And, and then we had to realize something. How many of those, we always talking about parents, but I keep reverting back to a lot of these kids are part of the system already, man. So who do you hold accountable? The foster parent?
Yeah.
The foster parent who's helped kidnap these babies? And letting them out the house to steal cars at night. Them don't even report them missing for 3-4 days till they get worried about, well, if something happened, we better call in. He or she ain't been back. They don't even want them in the house, really, So the foster care parents, man, are just as guilty as sin. So with that, man, I'm going to get on off there. I just had to ask that question because I didn't hear about no looting, but you was out there, so I think
right.
Maybe Tory got first. Man.
Hey, look, I didn't see nothing about no stealing. I talked to a couple officers, too. I didn't hear the 13 people got arrested was probably for aggressive behavior, probably fighting, stuff like that.
Okay, then, my man, appreciate you.
All right, Winky, I appreciate you for tapping in. We got Blake on the lines. Let's take Blake. How you doing, brother Blake?
Just watching the asinineness, dude. I don't get it. I'm doing good. Tory, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's on your mind? Well, how do you feel about this situation?
I'm What I feel about it is I'm numb because I seen it on the news this morning. They like I called this morning. They jumping over the fences and hopping barricades like they monkeys escaped from the zoo. Man, what the hell is wrong with these kids? And I seen the little boy with the white jacket with the black spots. These kids were clean, like you said. They were decent kids, but every kid is decent if that's the case. If you dingy or if you dress, it don't matter. They all doing stupid stuff. They go from the organized burnouts to these. They rushing in the Bayshore. They ain't gonna do nothing but make them people over there make it. That's why they took them all down. And we did it like they did it for individual stores, so they can't go running through rampaging. And if they did, they steal one thing, it's a wrap. They wasn't doing that. They were just doing it to make a point. They made a point was we need attention. Now y'all got it. Now they hot like a dope house man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, my kids are 13 and 16. My boys are 13 and 16. They would never do what these kids are doing because of my parenting. My oldest kids, they would never think about that. One of my daughters is a little disrespectful, but we working on that. But man, the kids, dude, where's the accountability, man? Like the parents don't know nothing, but everybody sitting at the house on the porch smoking, got Black and Miles, weed, cigarettes. Everybody enjoying the weather. Kids is off by themselves. I just came from downtown at the lakefront. It's already full of people that from the hood. And I go to the spot under the bridge and around the way. You know, I try to stay out of the way, dude. But the takeover is not a good idea. Somebody gonna get hurt. That's why I told your boy Andrew. Somebody's about to get hurt. They already dropped the age for these kids to go back to the army and stuff. Man, they're gonna start snatching them off the street. And then the takeovers with the Trump thing Saturday. They had on Craigslist. Man, they had jobs.
Yeah,
they was paying $300 an hour to sell flags. Gee. They finna put it out here because when they come, they got about 2 more months. Wait till it get hot around the 4th of July. And then this birthday thing coming for the United States. These people is not playing, dude. And you got your ear to the ground. You already know.
I've been talking about it. I've been talking about it this whole time.
Dude, I'm telling you that once the marshals come, it's either gonna be martial law, U.S. Marshals when they come with the warrants. Because if they want you, they coming to get you point blank. Period. They already started with that. But they put that common law that law down, dude. It's gonna be lights out at 8:30, and I'm telling you, they already took the 40-ounce bottles off the stove, and they closed the stores at 9 o'clock. The late close at 9:45. They is not playing, dude. That's why I go to work and I go home. Anybody follow me in between there? I try and talk to the kids. They be doing all that wild stuff. I seen a dude. He had a $400 Gucci belt on, his head, walking down the street holding his pants up. I don't understand that.
Wow.
So I'm not gonna try to. All I know is when they see me, they straighten up. So maybe it is who they see. And maybe they need to see more of us who they know ain't carrying around out here, man. So I'm on my way home. I'm getting out this traffic. I'm finna go let my windows up and listen to the city. Because every time it get like this, I'll say off of 35th and Center, G. They shooting last night. No police came. I heard over 15 shots when 3 hours. No police came. And it wasn't even dark.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. So like I'll be doing like you. Wow. I'm just telling you, Tory. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I got my house in order. My affairs is in order. My kids is where they supposed to be. I'm ready.
Hey, Brother Blake, I appreciate it because it's gonna be us. That's got to be about that action that's gonna take matters in our own hands, take our children into our own hands. Even with what's going on with the elders in the neighborhoods, we got to take that into our own hands. And we got to stop being so reactionary, and we got to be out there ahead of the curve. Now that this is mainstream, a lot of these conversations is mainstream. A lot of this was floating underground for a long time until they went out to Bayshore and Mayfair Mall and things like that. So now it's mainstream conversation. But these are things that people been doing, and now you can't sweep it under the rug. Now, I wonder, are the organizers adults? Or how old these organizers are that's putting this stuff together, that's putting out these flyers. Now, if we could get to that, we could get to the root of who's organizing this, we could get somewhere with this. And we could find out how to redirect the energy. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Truth Nation, it's that time again for the Tory Lowe Community Cleanup. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. as we come together to clean up the city of Milwaukee. Be part of making a difference in our community. The Tory Lowe Community Cleanup, Saturday, April 18th, 8 to noon. Sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, Waste Management, and presented by the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District, your clean water partner serving Greater Milwaukee for 100 years.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org and donate if you can. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
I take care of the kids, and I take care of my dad. I take care of things at work. The groceries, the cleanups, the meltdowns, the doctor's visits, the family events, mealtimes, bedtimes. I take care of all the things everyone else needs. But I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Family caregivers are often overloaded. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting. It's no surprise that millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression every year. But help is available because there may only be one you, but you don't have to do it alone. Head to mentalhealthcareworks.org. That's mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve, because mental health care works when you make the call. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, dial 988, a message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Listen to the man who tells you exactly how he sees it. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And we've been talking about the Bayshore situation. It's been dominating the conversation today, all day. People been talking about it. People been weighing in on it. But there are some other things going on, Truth Nation, that we got to get to. But if you want to join the conversation, 833-212-1017 if you want to weigh in. But a man arrested at Milwaukee Youth Anti-Violence Summit for driving a stolen car and allegedly possessing a gun. This is somebody that was a part of the youth summit, had an organization, they saying. Allegedly driving a stolen car and I guess he was trying to stop the violence, Andrew. Well, we got a news article on this. If you watch this rebroadcast live, once again, we're talking about the kids at Bayshore. Well, this is a man that was a part of an anti-violence summit that was arrested for a stolen car and illegally possessing a firearm. Let's listen.
Yeah, you ain't got to put me in handcuffs, bro. I can get in the car.
Just outside a youth violence prevention summit Wednesday, Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputies make an arrest. 12 News is not showing or naming the man in cuffs because he hasn't been formally charged. But body camera video shows he's wearing a logo for the group Protect Our Children, Save Our City, an anti-violence group participating in the event hosted by Milwaukee County's Department of Health and Human Services. Deputies in the video say the man drove a stolen car to get there.
And you took the vehicle without consent, without their permission. What? Okay? So right now you're going to be in custody, okay?
The man says he doesn't know it was stolen.
I wouldn't even be driving that man if I knew it was stolen.
But a deputy calls the car owner's girlfriend to confirm it was.
You said took the vehicle?
Yes, and has been driving it without permission.
Arrest records show the man was arrested for felony operating without consent and felony possession of a firearm.
He has never paid for the vehicle, and we asked him to bring it back, and he told us basically to kiss it.
Milwaukee County Health and Human Services declined an interview. In an email, a spokesperson says all invited community violence intervention groups were listed on the event flyer, but the man's group has no formal ties to Milwaukee County. That's not how the man arrested characterizes it.
I had to come to this event because I'm sponsoring one of the event.
Okay, here we go. See, this is why I say, I'm going to have to, they said that he wasn't charged with anything, or at the time they made the news article. So whoever he is, if you know who he is, tell him to come on the Tory Lowe show, because we know sometimes headlines can be, a little powerful, and sometimes a little deceiving. Man, listen to the headline: man arrested at Milwaukee Youth Anti-Violence Summit for driving a stolen car, illegally possessing a gun, but they said that he wasn't even being charged at the time they made the article, right? So I don't know. What is that? And he says his group was on the flyer. I mean, but the one thing I can say about this news article is that they did call the people that owned the car, and they was talking, they had the person on speakerphone. So what's that? Like I said, that's damaging right there. That's extremely damaging. But he had good intentions. He was trying to go to the anti-youth violence thing, and he got caught up with a stolen vehicle. Maybe they reported it stolen when he told him to kiss his butt and drove off. I don't know what the situation was, but if y'all know who this person is, tell him to call in 833-212-1017. Let's try to get his side of the story, because it seemed like he had good intentions on trying to stop the violence, but yet something more extra was going on in his life that day. Not Really a City Girl said, this fool, he just thought he could take that woman's car. Hey, and this is why I say, a lot of times when y'all say about all these anti-violent groups and things like that, a lot of people see a problem and they'll try to organize to get the money. And I hope this don't happen with the Bayshore thing, where, people, they see a problem. Oh, I got the solution. Give me some money. No, if you got the solution, just go out there and do it. You see how the takeover happened? They just stuck a flyer on TikTok, and they did it. They pulled it off.
The kids got it figured out.
Yeah, the kids got it figured out. All I'm saying is, I hate when I see things in the mainstream media where the community get all emotional, and then somebody come in and be like, you know what, I see that there's a need, I'm gonna try to make some money. And this happens this is why nothing don't ever get done. This is why nothing don't ever get done, because people will see an issue and they may not even be qualified to really handle it, but they can come up with a good idea, and then they experiment at the same time. These are experiments on people. And so that's why we haven't gotten ahead in a long, long time, because people saw a need and saw the money opportunity. And they took advantage of it. Right now, anybody can come and say something right now. Hey, I got this program. Let's do it. Like they gonna slap it on the table. And then next thing you know, when it failed, it's because the idea may have been okay, but every idea takes time and energy to actually pull it off. You know, you got to get out there and be active and be about that action. The problem is it wasn't the idea. It was the fact that you didn't have the energy to pull the idea off. I understand what I'm saying. And the people that can pull it off, they being ignored. They being ignored. So that's what I see. But at the end of the day, I'm going to say this. You got to understand what's going on with your kids. You put them on this planet. You put your kids on this planet, and you got to make sure you understand what's going on with them. And you got to make sure that, you know, if their behavior changes or certain things, you should know your kid well enough that when you know they're doing something that don't feel right, you know, this is something that as parents, as we got to, if you have kids, this is something that you should already know. I know when my daughter come in the room if something ain't right. Because I'm around her all the time. I'm around my son all the time. I talk to him all the time. I could tell when their voice change, or I could tell when there's something odd going on. Some of y'all women doing it in a relationship, you know, some of y'all men, y'all can tell when they doing something different and acting funny in the relationship, but you got to be able to tap into your kids like that. If you want to join the conversation, 833-212-1017, we got Al on the lines. Al, how you doing now?
I'm doing fine. Whatever's going on with the kids, what will be, will be. That's why they say you have a legal guardian until you're 18. Mm-hmm. But if you're worried about CPS, just say you don't feel like raising your kids and you give up, because that's a quick cop-out. Because if somebody go upside your kid's head, you got everybody in your family walking down the street to their parents' house. So when I hear stuff, people say, well, you know, CPS, just say you don't want to raise your kids. But here's the question I want to ask you, Tory. Have you noticed on the north side how everybody looks like they on some real bad dope? Have you noticed that?
Well,
like
I
the
asked,
kids,
was crack, did crack make a comeback? I had a show about that like a couple months ago. It looked like something out here. Yeah.
It looks like it looks like lost hope. I mean, from the young to the old, everybody looked doped out, cracked out, everybody and gave up. You got the mud kickers that came from the south side looking like John Holmes over here, and you got to watch out for the potholes on Hopkins. But everybody looked doped out and coked out, but what I don't understand is why is all that being allowed to take off the transients, the derelicts, and the drifters from the south side to the north side, because we're starting to look like Beloit and the projects of Rockford. Sooner or later, we're going to have a Stoney Island over here. It's looking real bad, and I just don't understand why everybody looking like they on dope. I just seen this man walking down the street barefooted, just all cracked out. And you know, if you go to their neighborhoods, they're gonna run you from their neighborhood. So why is that being allowed to go on the north side? And I'm gonna say this one more time: black people are smart, bright, and intelligent. But if you lower your standards, the only thing you're gonna get is Section 8 housing, mental health, and food pantries, and you are better than that. Have a good day.
All right, Al. Thank you for chiming in. You know the guy that was hiding in the bushes that shot the police officer a while back. I think that was almost a year ago now. He's on trial. And we're going to talk about that when we get back. Man who shoots a Milwaukee police officer and he killed an MPD officer. His trial starts today. We got some video footage of this if you're watching as we broadcast live. We're going to show you some video and audio on this when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I travel all around the world, Dr. Ken, and when I tell you, based on my experiences, This is like the number one country that cares. Like everything is about money.
Yep.
Everything.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
I've told people in the past, you have to be careful of what you complain about and what you use as a tool because other people will take it and use it in the wrong way.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flySSHF.org and ask for an application.
Discover your new favorite city, Milwaukee. Catch a sunrise over Lake Michigan. Sip your way through craft breweries. And dive into a dining scene that's turning heads. From museums and music to thrilling sports teams and buzzing nightlife, Milwaukee delivers all season long. Good things are always brewing on the Fresh Coast. The expert guides at visitmilwaukee.org have everything you need to fully plan every detail. Whatever it is you'd like to do in Milwaukee. Plan your trip today at visitmilwaukee.org.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Advocate, Tory Lowe, he a soldier for the soul. Power to the people, seeing all the forces moving slow. Open doors for the lows, to the voice of the voiceless. When you feeling like you running out of choice, boy, Tory got the remedy. Activists going to war for black people, his family. Always got his foot on the pedal, running with no energy. Keeping people at a higher level with his empathy. Call him when you need him. He been an angel, but he had to work for his freedom. And his wings spread for his kingdom. And you know he
101 when he sees 7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. I want to focus in on this. Tremaine Jones has pleaded not guilty to charges of first-degree intentional homicide, attempted first-degree intentional homicide, and first-degree reckless endangering safety. He's also being accused of killing a Milwaukee police officer. This happened back in June 26 last year. Police alleged that he shot Officer Quarter, 32 years old, and MPD Officer Christopher McCrae more than a dozen times. They said this happened. But I guess the jury selection and trial is starting today. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. We got video. If you're listening, hit that like and subscribe. If you're watching this, we broadcast live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
What you want? Let's do it. Thursday, June 26th, 2025. Let's do it.
Cell phone video appears to capture then 22-year-old Tremaine Jones screaming and holding a large gun in the street near 25th and Garfield. Investigators say that night Jones was involved in a shootout with 22-year-old Bryshawn Tyler. The gunfire prompted calls to Milwaukee police. Officers 32-year-old Kendall Corder and his partner Christopher McCray responded. While the officers searched for the shooters, prosecutors say Jones hid in a bush. Investigators say he then opened fire on Corder and McCray. Witnesses say Jones said he did not know they were cops. Police found rifle casings at the scene along with the gun with Jones's fingerprints on it. Jones was arrested shortly after.
I love being a police officer.
Corder died in the hospital Sunday, 3 days after the shooting. McCray was released from the hospital Saturday and attended Corder's funeral services about 2 weeks later. Now, Jones's trial is set to begin Monday with jury selection. In July, his attorney told Fox 6 because of the high-profile case, there is a concern about fairness.
I always ask jurors to reserve that judgment until they hear what the actual evidence is in the courtroom.
Defense attorney Jonathan Lavoie, who is not involved in this case, agreed. Lavoie says one of the main questions is what will the defense argue?
Is the defendant going to say it wasn't me, I wasn't there, or I wasn't involved in the shooting? Or is he going to try to claim in some type of way a self-defense?
Wow. I mean, interesting how you defend this. Once again, they saying that he ambushed the officers waiting in the bushes. And when the officers showed up, he let loose. He says he's not guilty. Maybe we thinking he gonna plead self-defense because this don't look like self-defense. I guess, he was already out there on video doing stuff prior to the officers arriving, being a threat. But another thing, he might try to say he's mentally ill. He got mental health issues. I mean, they might try to flip it up and say that. I don't know. But I don't know how you defend this. He definitely got caught red-handed for doing something like this. And the trial is about to start. I'm sure that this is going to be news for the rest of the week. We'll keep y'all updated on the trial. Hey, I'll say this. I don't think, I think he, when you don't take the plea, I don't even know if they even offered him a plea, first of all. But if you go not, you say you're not guilty, you go to trial, they can smash you with everything, like the max. You get way more time if you lose trial. So he may not never see the light of day again. But once again, this is starting today. We're going to keep everybody informed as we move forward throughout the week on this trial. Once again, a sad situation. My condolences go out to Officer Corder's family and Christopher McCray's family. This is a sad situation, and once again, you don't want to see nobody losing their life, no matter who it is. So here we go. That trial is starting, and I will definitely have updates on that. Also, there was a situation where a Milwaukee Lyft driver carjacked by passengers, and y'all know Miracle Minister Kevin almost lost his life to driving Uber. Some a young person shot him multiple times. Well, here go another situation where a Milwaukee Lyft driver says he got carjacked by the passengers. Now, you got to register online to even get a Lyft. So that's, to me, is stupid to jack a Lyft driver if you are a passenger. But we got some audio and video on this. If you're watching, if you're listening, tap in.
One of the kids, the one who yanked me out of the car, was in the passenger seat.
For Lyft driver Candace Kozinski.
There's garbage in here.
This past weekend,
car insurance card gone.
Has been nothing short of a nightmare.
They ripped off my view mirror.
It all started during the early morning hours of Saturday.
I went out to go lift after my day job at Aurora as a PSR. Typical weekend. They were my fourth ride.
Her fourth ride of the night, showing up on her Lyft app as a female passenger. But when Kozinski arrived to pick her up, she says 4 males got into the car.
A couple minutes up the road, he's like, hey, I feel sick, can you pull over? So I thought he was gonna puke. And so I pulled over, and then he's like, get out the car. And I'm like, oh crap.
She pulled over at 41st and Hampton, and moments later, Kaczynski says she felt something in her lower back.
The one in the middle put a gun into my ribs. Hindsight, wasn't thinking. I went and grabbed under the gun, like under the barrel, and tried to pull it away from him. He was stronger than me.
Next thing Kaczynski knew, she was on the ground and the perpetrators had sped off with her car. She says it was later that night police found her car, but not the suspects. On Sunday, the car still had fingerprinting dust Kaczynski says detectives applied. The car is there, but Kaczynski says it's not the same.
Yes, I'm alive, but I was still violated, and my property was still violated at the same time.
Wow. So do they got insurance for that? Do Lyft, if you get in a situation where your vehicle is damaged while driving, do they try to help you get a new vehicle? Do they pay some kind of insurance? I don't know. She just looked like they found her car, get back in it and get back on the road. Andrew, did you find out anything? Something happens like this, do they get compensated some kind of way?
Yes, Lyft provides insurance coverage if you get carjacked, but coverage depends on ride status. If the ride is in progress and en route to pick one up, you're covered by Lyft's $1 million liability policy.
Okay. So she got something coming. Well, according to what you saying.
Potentially, yes.
Well, we'll keep an eye on this situation as well. But like I said, this may be the new way to get into the cars, because they changed the program and the USB don't work no more. So now they trying to find ways to get in cars with the keys. They're going into houses, taking people keys off the table. We had the man and his family son in the video about that. And they're going into car dealerships trying to find the fob. And now they may be using the Lyft driver to come and jack the Lyft driver.
But like you said, your name is attached to this, Tory, so I don't understand.
They said it was a female that they used. Once they got there, 4 males got in the car, and then they did this. So did they take somebody's information, do it, and then tried to steal the car? Is this some kind of new way of trying to get into a vehicle? I don't know. Sounds tricky to me.
Yeah,
but the original person who they used to get the Lyft needs to be questioned to see what's going on here. But because if it's somebody that y'all know and they did this is just crazy to me. But I can see somebody stealing somebody's stuff, credit cards, and then trying to get a Lyft and then trying to get the car. I don't know. If it didn't work like that, this was straight stupidity. Because you're going to get caught.
Maybe somebody's girlfriend?
Then that's even extremely stupid, because now they get to tell who did it. They're going to be pointing you out in trial. Ain't nobody finna go to jail for this.
Somebody's going to jail for this.
I'm talking about, if you use my name to get an Uber, then you try to rob the Uber driver, I'm pointing you out. I'm putting you in prison. Ain't no G code or nothing like that. I'm telling on you. I'm pointing you out.
Yeah, it's
if
going to ruin your
stupid enough to do something like this, yeah. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
If oil gets to $90 a barrel, I'll be able to pay off my house. I think war is awful. It's terrible. It doesn't resolve things. It creates long-lasting hatred and even more conflict that the American people are always going to find themselves involved in.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon.
But if I don't have a mortgage, you know what I mean? You take the good with the bad. Didn't Donald Trump say he was going to end the wars? You can't have America first if you're involved in all these foreign wars. And there's people that believed him when he said that. He doesn't like wars. He said it many times. Said it on the campaign trail.
Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 1017 The Truth.
He's bombed just as much in his first year as any warmongering hawk president we've ever seen since World War II.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Conflict in the Middle East, mixed feelings about artificial intelligence, and more are causing turbulence in markets. But when things are volatile, John Rogers sees opportunity. Rogers is founder, chairman, and co-CEO of Ariel Investments, one of the largest and longest-running black-owned investment firms in the country. Speaking recently at Bloomberg Invest, Rogers says that above all, his firm focuses on being patient and having a long-term view.
You have to wait until you can buy a great business at a bargain price. And then you have to be patient, as sometimes often a company maybe it's going through a temporary crisis. You have to be able to look out again over the horizon and see what that company will look like when the sun comes out again and the storms drift away.
Ariel focuses on businesses that it feels will perform well in the long haul, even if it hits some bumps in the road along the way. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017. The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Xavier Spencer. The Bucks are officially eliminated from playoff contention after their loss to the Spurs on Saturday. They also lost against the Clippers Sunday afternoon, 127-113. On the bright side, Gary Trent with 36.
Playing right the right way and then making shots off the dribble, in the paint. He's got a competitiveness about him that helps our team.
Their next game is tomorrow against the Dallas Mavericks at 7. The Brewers sweep the White Sox after a big comeback in the final game of the series, winning 9-7. Christian Yelich had a 3-run home run to put the Crew up.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Yelich, a high drive, deep right, down the line, fair and gone!
Brewers are back at it against the Rays this evening at 6:40. Wisconsin men's hockey is heading to the Frozen Four after a 4-3 overtime win against Michigan State in the NCAA tournament. I'm Xavier Spencer, and this is the True Sports Update on 1017 The Truth.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Gotta tell him, bro. Gotta tell him, bro. Hey! Get him, jump down. 27 standing for the home team. Neighborhood hero. Post-traumatic soul scream. Advocate. Wanna know who had to give. Whose idea was it to blast the trick? Once they get back in the way, it's over. Ghetto, John Brown, 27 standing for the home team. Neighborhood hero, post-traumatic soul scream. Advocate, wanna know who had the gift. Whose idea was it to blast the trick? Once they get back in the way, it's over. Tory Lowe. Gotta tell him, bro. Tory Lowe. Gotta tell him, bro. Gotta tell them, bro. Ghetto John Brown, 27, standing for the home team. Neighborhood hero, post traumatic soul scream. Advocate, wanna know where to give. Whose idea was it to blast a trick? Once they get back in the way, it's over.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Joining me as we broadcast live, advocate author Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Hey, salute, King. It's Monday.
Hey, it's Monday. We've been talking about a lot of the things that's going on over the weekend, on Sunday in particular, the teen takeover that everybody's talking about. I want to get your opinion on that.
I mean, again, we so reactionary, King. From my understanding, it was viral. Salute to all the boots on the ground that went out there, the parents that went out there, once people found out about it. Again, I mean, my whole ideology, we know what's about to take place. It's been going on for a long time. You was a kid and I was a kid, and of course we didn't have, the means to post something and it go viral for us to link up somewhere, but we did link up at the gas stations. We did, back in the day, it was a certain page after those that was in my group knew which gas station we was gonna go to, or whether we was gonna go to the lake or whatever. Again,
Also, they had the
the
cruising
shenanigans.
on Sherman Park.
Absolutely,
They was cruising.
absolutely.
They used to drive around in a circle at Sherman Park.
Absolutely. I was guilty of it. Okay. But the reality of that is, King, it's like, we can sit all day and play. And play stupid games and win stupid prizes. It's the reactionary for me. We acting like summer not coming. We acting like, it's so many things in place
And
for
it's
our
spring
children
break.
to do. That part too, King. But again, if we're gonna continue to be reactionary to it, we're gonna continue to repeat what has been repeated over and over again. We've been saying this consistently. I was talking to somebody yesterday about the youth and how I remember my daughter was going to West Allis Central, and it was this big thing in West Allis about the kids skateboarding on business property. Which they was getting the police called on them or whatever. But guess what that community did? They got together and built a skate park. Okay. When they seen that it was becoming a nuisance, that it was a problem for their children, they built a skate park, a park where they can go, do tricks and stuff, so it's not bothering the businesses. Again, our community, we don't. What do we have for our children? Okay, when you talk about a handful of things for them to do, again, in our day, NPS was really big because they would have these open, I don't know, playgrounds where you able to go get certain skills, play games. Like, it was just so much for us to do. My question would be, what is there for our children to do? We just said it on your show time and time again when the kids was breaking into Washington High School just to play basketball at night, okay? Because, I mean, what is there to... Idle time is the devil time. If we don't put nothing out there for them to do, they're going to find something to do, okay? The reality of that, that's not going to change. From one generation to the next, they're going to find a way to link up, to get into something. The goal is to put things in place where we can avoid these takeovers. The reality of it is all of this money that the taxpayers are issuing or putting out here to quote unquote take care of things or be preventative. Again, individuals like Von Mays, who was trying to get ahead of a lot of stuff. It's plenty jobs that could be created. We tricking money on things that has no resolution, no solutions, no results. Okay. My thing is, at what point do we say we're going to get ahead of it, or is this the rope-a-dope, the setup to continue to push the school to prison pipeline? Because again, the first interaction with the police, again, of kids being kids, if you get caught and charged for doing something on one of these instances, because they were saying some of the kids got charged for, assaulting an officer or whatever, then they get in trouble this summer or they senior year and they hit with a habitual. Like, I mean, again, if we're not going to be proactive, I don't know what we talking about.
Hey, like I said, this is why I say this is the time for the community to come up with a plan to steer that energy in the right direction.
Absolutely.
We need solutions. We need those that are out here trying to have these solutions. Many times those with the solutions get ignored, and the ones that are trying to get the funding and don't fully execute anything.
They're not going to execute it. The goal is to keep our kids getting locked up for doing things that we did as kids. Okay? It's going to happen if you don't utilize, or like you say, stir that energy into something positive. Okay? What happened to all, like, preparing these kids for summer jobs, or, the mentorships, putting together something for these kids to be constructive and not destructive. We was just talking about that again on your show about the reckless driving. Why isn't there a program put together when it came to like the driver's ed and things like this to get kids who really want to drive NASCAR in the city to get trained, where we can donate old cars, they can fix them up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's so many things we can do.
And they could go race
to
for
be
Michael
proactive.
Jordan.
Come on, man. Come on. Like, I mean, when we're looking at the failures of this city, we looking at the leadership that are failing in this city, who would decide to do the Mario Kart, spend all of that money for the Mario Kart, which was supposed to curb reckless driving, which it seemed like it went up after he allowed them to spend this money. Like, I mean, we do so much frivolous spending and wonder why we in the red. Where is the change? Okay? And we are right now in early voting season. So, again, we the people, we have to start to make sense at some point, because everybody who's sitting in these seats right now has failed miserably. And a lot of these individuals, again, is not new to it. They've been there with no results. They there right now with no results. How many times do you give a failing system a chance with the same rhetoric and rigmarole and end up with the same results before we change our minds to change our lives? I mean, King, that's the $1 million question.
Hey, look, I'm sure we're going to continue to have these conversations. We was just on a string of conversations about the shootings that took place with downtown and around the city. Now the energy didn't move to Bayshore, and then tomorrow it'll move to something else. It's like we got so many fires and so many things going on that we have to make sure as a village. That's why I say it's time to repair the village. We all got to step in, and it's so many different aspects. We're gonna be talking about something else in the next couple of days that's going on in this city. We can't just keep topic jumping. We got to make sure that we're doing the best we can as a community, as a village, to repair it.
Absolutely, and we got to get some order, because again, we find ourselves talking about these children. Hell, what about the adults? Okay. Let's talk about the adults, because again, it is us. It's on us to put things in play. When we talk about leadership is supposed to lead and have things in place so we don't have to go there. Okay, again, for another summer, and then have them come out and say, oh, well, we safe, or the community, get your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Hey, look, when we come back, I want to talk about this Breonna Taylor situation that's going on with the
please.
DOJ. I want to talk
Let's
about
do
that
it.
when we get back, Elizabeth Brown. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and I am Milwaukee. I take great pride in being a 414 boy and representing the city that I love. The great memories I have of going to Northtown Cinema to see movies with family and friends, to going to Capitol Court to see the Black Santa Claus, this city has helped shape me into the man that I am today, and I pledge to utilize my voice as a way to advocate for you in our community. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Join me every Friday at 11 a.m. for the Milwaukee Experience with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. We're a city that knows how to celebrate, where the calendar is packed with festivals, the plates are piled high with flavor, and a lakefront sunrise sets the stage. Here in Milwaukee, every street leads to something worth savoring, a place that welcomes you with open arms and where joy is shared in bites, beats, and cheers. The Milwaukee Experience every Friday at 11 a.m. exclusively on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee.
From office lunches to family celebrations, Cousin Subs has the crowd-pleasing catering you need. Choose from customizable party boxes, individual box lunches, fresh-baked cookies, and our classic party chips. Everything you need to satisfy any size group, big or small. Ordering is easy online or on the Cousins app, so you can focus on the fun, not the food. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
If you ain't know, I get the pesos.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Elizabeth Brown. Breonna Taylor's family reacting to the DOJ as the DOJ moves to drop charges on the officers involved in getting an illegal search warrant, which resulted in the death of Breonna Taylor. We got some video on this, Elizabeth Brown. I want to get your reaction to this. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. We got video. Let's listen.
The judge to drop charges against 2 former officers tied to the raid that led to the deadly shooting of Breonna Taylor. The Louisville, Kentucky officers are accused of falsifying the warrant used to enter Taylor's apartment in 2020 Taylor was then shot to death by police after they broke down the door of her apartment while serving a no-knock drug warrant looking for a former boyfriend who no longer lived there. Taylor's boyfriend at the time fired at the officers, and Taylor was killed as police fired back. Police did not find any drugs or cash inside Taylor's apartment. In September of 2020, the city agreed to a $12 million wrongful death settlement to Taylor's family. And joining us now is Breonna Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer, and family attorney Lanita Baker. Thank you both so much for joining us. Tamika, just want to start with your reaction when you heard that the DOJ wants charges dismissed altogether.
Confused and mad. Disrespectful.
Understood. And Lanita, judges have already reduced the charges twice for each officer. What do you know about why prosecutors are moving to dismiss the charges?
We know absolutely nothing about why they are moving to dismiss the charges. They did not communicate that with Ms. Palmer until Friday, probably an hour before the motion was filed. So we have no information about why they made the motion to dismiss. But what we do know is that Joshua James is guilty of lying to secure a search warrant, and he and Joshua Meany and Ms. Goodlett, Kelly Goodlett, who's already pled guilty, did work to cover up what happened. And so they are guilty of a crime and they should be held accountable. And it's very disappointing and disingenuous for the Department of Justice to dismiss these charges.
And Tamika, an attorney for...
Wow, Elizabeth Brown, here we go. See, why don't they let Breonna Taylor rest in peace? Once again, America is known for allowing officers, law enforcement officers, a way out after abusing and harming and killing people in the black community.
Absolutely,
and we
absolutely
see it time
disgusting.
and time again.
Absolutely disgusting. Again, this fell in my lap because somebody had to point it out to me because, again, ain't nobody talking about it. I had no clue that they had lessened the charges twice, okay? Before they went to move to try to get it throughout completely. Like the mother said, you can tell they were caught off guard. How they treat individuals of color, the egregiousness behind it, saying that they want these officers to be able to move ahead, move on with their lives. Breonna can't move on with her life. Okay, her life was taken illegally at that. Again, this just showed that crime pays for individuals who are sworn in, who are a part of the criminal system. There is no justice. Okay, there's no justice for the people. The justice is for the people who's supposed to uphold justice when they break the law. Because why all of this money that has been spent, when I see poor black individuals get charges chunked up, like they pile them on for poor individuals. But here you have individuals who are sworn professionals.
And admitted guilt.
It was proven, okay, that they lied, that they swore in front of a judge to get a no-knock warrant. Found no drugs, no nothing. They lied about the whole damn thing. When we talk about abuse of power, and we talk about the slap on the wrist, because the same thing here with Joel Acevedo. When these individuals who are monsters didn't have no business being a cop from the jump. You take a life, they lessen your charges on top of turn back around in this family's face. Again, when we talk about Breonna Taylor, we talk about George Floyd. These were really big movements, okay? Joe Biden and everybody lied, you know what I'm saying, to these families. I mean, there is no rest for the weary.
Well, I'll say this, Elizabeth Brown. many times when families go through things like this, tragic situations like this, they look to the DOJ to rectify the incident. Now it looks like under this administration, I've never seen something like this where the DOJ is asking for cops to be let out. And this is why people don't vibe with the politics like that, because many times we come up on the short end of the stick every time, no matter which direction you're pulling. And many times when I talk about the DOJ, the Department of Justice, a lot of the cases that happen in the city, they was looking for the DOJ to come in and make some sense about it. And it never took place many times. But now we have the DOJ on the opposite side of officers who were convicted, found guilty of falsifying documents, but yet they've reduced their sentence twice, and now they're trying to dismiss the whole thing and let them out. See, and this is where I say, this is why people are going to continue to have the mistrust, because if it's happening on the level with the DOJ, where we thought, okay, if this doesn't happen in the city, we can move to the state, then we move to the DOJ. Now it sends out a negative vibration that, okay, we ain't gonna never get no relief when it comes to these type of issues. And Donald Trump is in office. This is his administration. And many times people associate the DOJ with the administration, with the president. But at the same time, I don't see in the last 10 years where we got relief in these spaces for the black community.
And you're not. And this is why I say it don't matter who the president is, okay? We have never received no relief, no resolve, no repair from not now president that ever sat in the White House, okay? When we talk about DOJ, Department of where is the justice? The justice is for those who uphold the law, that break the law. Slap on the wrist. If you got the money, then you ain't got to pay for the crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the reality of it is this right here, King, just goes to show us in 2026 that it don't matter who sitting in the White House. It never did. Here we are with individuals, we're watching like R. Kelly, Diddy, all of these individuals with their charges chumped up. And we have these individuals who are guilty, who was found guilty, and how do you go up with a straight face and say you want the charges dropped? Like somebody didn't lose their life. She was in her house, sleep, upstanding citizen. You lied to get a warrant for somebody that didn't even live there. She wasn't a part of this case or nothing, but she lost her life. I mean,
hey, like I said, when we talk about dealing with the system, this is another reason why blacks don't feel safe.
That part.
Hey,
and we got every damn right not to feel safe. Because ain't no justice.
Hey, look, Queen, I appreciate you for being on the front lines as usual.
Hey, salute to Breonna Taylor's family and all other families. Hey, King, we working.
All right, well, I appreciate you for tapping in, Queen, as usual. Salute to you for being on the front lines. We got a lot of work to do.
Let's get it, King. One love.
All right, salute to everybody that joined the show in the chat. Another powerful chat. Salute to everybody that's joining the chat. If you have not got in the chat, hey, you missing a whole revolution going on in the chat. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody that called in. Salute to everybody that's out there in radio land listening to the show. Hey, look, that's why I always tell y'all it's time to be about that action, get ahead of the curve. Let's get into the neighborhoods. Let's get into our communities. Let's be active. Let's become resources for our community ahead of time so we don't have to react, so we can see it coming ahead of time. And many times, the people that are telling you what's going on get ignored. And many times when you ignore those that are on the front lines, yeah, you're going to have to be reactionary. But we can turn that around. 2026, time to repair the village. That's the movement. And we can do it. And it's going to take each and every one of us. Hey, look, when we come back tomorrow, I got a whole nother thing tomorrow when I talk about what Nick Cannon was talking about the Democrat in the Republican Party. I wanted to talk about that today, but we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Look, keep your head on the swivel. Green don't always mean go. Look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.